I'm all set up. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten? Something I usually do.
Yeah, bloody Zoom.
Start the
Oh,
Zoom meeting. That was it.
oh, I didn't bother shaving this morning. Look at that.
Look at that. Ah, dear. So how are we going?
Need a haircut as well.
Oh,
Turned into a hippie.
This working business is sort of turning into.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. I guess we've gone live then. Let's just shut that down. Right. Yeah, this being out of the house for 11 hours a day, I'm really not used to it.
It's even your old job is a little bit different than this one, isn't it? Yeah, a little bit more regulated.
Yes, that. I mean, it's nice having people and you can talk to them and all the rest of it. But when you work from home, you think, oh, just pop out and do the shopping now. Oh, I just need to go and get a haircut. You know, you can do all that. Now it's like, shit, that's going to have to wait until the weekend. I've forgotten about it.
Did. How are you, Alan? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Although the buggered up disc in my neck has been playing me up this last week, which is nay bloody good.
Need to take it out and put a spherical one in.
Yeah, bloody something.
Something. Back pain's the worst. Neck and back pain just seems to drive people mental. I can understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know when you get that crunching feeling in a disc sometimes?
Yeah.
Constantly.
Look at the
all
side
the
chat.
time.
Fred's still with us.
Oh.
Yes.
Hey, Fred.
Yes, I saw him post on. I saw him post over in Terry's server the other
He
day.
was
when
hitting me up
back.
on Messenger from the hospital.
Oh,
It was like, you're still here. Hey.
you're alive. It's always good.
Was that well, let's put it this way, that wasn't minor surgery. So it's good to see he's still alive and kicking. Well, he's alive. I don't know about the kicking bit, but he's still with us.
You probably would if you got close enough.
I'm sure. Although the photo he sent me the other day, I don't think he's in any fit state to kick anyone. He got that many wires and tubes attached to him. Bless his heart. But yes. Yeah, I saw just a bit of open heart surgery. I mean, yeah, don't get much more major than that. Bloody hell. Oh, what's this thing here? What does that do?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the
Good
surgeons
good to have you with us, Fred. That was a bit of a relief.
I always find surgeons so funny because they're always a little bit blasé about what they do because they do it all the time, and you are having your body cut open, and they're sort of, oh yeah, you know, oh yeah, we're doing this again.
That's it.
Yeah, but it's good when they can be like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose
because
you'd prefer that than sort of saying, oh yeah, this is the first time I've done this. Yeah, I've read all the books. So yes, I can understand.
Only panic when they wheel you into the theatre and the surgeon is still leafing through the Haynes manual. Oh no, that is okay, right, right.
Yeah, I'll puts a bit of
reversal of the removal process. One of the world's biggest lies.
Puts a little tag on this. Oh, you must remember this page. I'll come back to that.
Back in the day when I used to buy second-hand cars, you used to say, have you got a Haynes manual that goes with it? And it says, yeah, there it is. And then you look for the pages that are grubby and oil-stained and you think, right, I know what went wrong with this car.
Yes, these are things I need to worry about.
Yeah.
So tell me, Paul, are all the ducks in place this week? Did you have to scatter the litter by hand?
No, I didn't. We did get our tractor kind of fixed. we got it botched together. Took 3 hours for the poor guy to do it in the rain.
Yes, but make him do it.
But it is going.
Yeah.
It's held together with baling twine, like everything on the home farm.
Oh, he was soldering. He had the whole dashboard out. He was soldering wires here and cutting wires there and putting bridges in here. And we were worried that he wasn't going to get any of the wiring back inside the tractor. And then he got it started.
It works.
He got it started. He turned the key and started it. And then you turned the key off and it wouldn't stop. So he did a bit more wiring and finally got it to start and stop. And yeah.
My dad's tractors, you didn't turn it off with a key. You had a pull to stop thing that you pulled out.
No, it's a more modern tractor. It doesn't have the stop thing that you pull out.
Okay, fair enough.
You don't have to
I
stoke
mean, Dad's tractors weren't exactly up to date, but yeah, you started with a key and you stopped it by pull to stop, you know.
Yeah, farmers, you didn't have to stoke the boiler on Paul's tractors.
No, that's... maybe it was just a Ford tractor thing, but whenever you fired it up for the first thing in the morning, that first gear change from neutral to first always sounded like you were killing the gearbox. And after that, it was fine. It was just that first... Hank. Oh, there it is. There's the gear. And then it was fine. It was just that first effort of the morning. It didn't like it. All of his tractors were like that because he was a Ford man. Bless him.
All right.
Nothing wrong with Ford.
We
Considering how long my old man worked for him.
All right, yeah. We had a Ford for a while, but then most of the farm we had Fiats. And we had an old Massey Ferguson for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway.
No, Dad's last tractor was a John Deere, but prior to that, everything had been Ford. Although we did have an engine out of a Massey Harris, which is what became Massey Ferguson, but that was his grain dryer engine. And the combines were New Holland; they were yellow.
Clive hasn't guessed Paul's mystery scientist yet. What's wrong with the world? Must be obscure.
LBA.
It's because there's 3 letters in it. 3 words in it, I mean.
Yeah, don't say there's a lot of letters in those names, though.
I was going to say there's probably more than 3 letters in the name. Paul's changed the quiz. It's actually an anagram, and you have to work out what it actually says. It's scientist name Ball. That'd be fun. I'm sure Paul's got some clues to put up later.
There you go. I've just put a clue in the chat.
Okay. Author, artist and architect, poet, priest and linguist, philosopher and cryptographer. Cryptographer? Yeah. He considered mathematics as the foundation of the arts and sciences. Sounds like an old dude.
Yeah.
An old dude.
You mean one from an earlier time in history?
Not someone in his 90s.
I was going to use Alan somehow in that joke, and then I decided, nah, let's not do that.
Not that old, not yet.
No. You're not twice as old as I am. I was talking to a young guy, and he thought he was a beast, and he's in AutoCAD. And I pointed out I'd been using AutoCAD longer than he'd been alive. Yes. I'm allowed, but I always point out to them I'm old. That's fine. But I always thought once you get past 30, you're old. I've always said that. Makes life easier if you just make that decision early in life.
Just don't. I'm sat with people who are just so young.
Oh, you were saying
the 2 girls, and one of them, she's insistent that the moon landings are fake.
Yeah,
I don't think she's on the wind-up.
I saw that in your post.
Genuine.
Yeah.
Because the other day, because it was the 20th, and I thought, I bet these buggers don't know the significance of the 20th of July. And even my now colleague, my electrical building services engineer, who now sits opposite me, he's, I think, in his late 30s. So yeah, he's considerably younger than me. And even he said, well, I don't know. I said, if I said the names Neil and Buzz, would that mean anything to you? The blank looks I got, and I thought, oh, come on, for fuck's sake. If Neil and Buzz doesn't ring any bells, then, just... And that's when she said, that's all fake. Any man never went to the moon. Oh, God, no. I said, don't tell me the Earth's flat as well. And she sort of looked at me. I thought, oh, thank God for that. We haven't gone that far. But
Yeah, good. Yes.
oh, the moon landings are fake. Oh, were they? Well, how do you know they went? Oh, Christ. Well, you just know that because people have told you. Really? So you've learned everything through first-hand experience, have you? Yeah, I don't think so.
Yes. I'm glad they're not... at least they're not flat earthers. I did have someone say the other day there's no such thing as a stupid question. I said, actually, yeah, there's definitely a stupid question.
There it is.
I used to
Let
think
your
that,
stupid
but-
questions.
I used to think there's no
They-
such
they
thing.
ob- They obviously haven't met flat earthers, have they?
Yeah, that's right.
But then when you tell people that you argue with flat earthers on YouTube, you get looked at as if you're fucking weird as well, and you think,
Yeah.
you might have a point, actually.
I just say it's my hobby. My hobby is debunking flat earth.
Yeah. Your hobby is arguing with people who are wrong on the internet.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Come to
Very
bed.
much.
I can't. Somebody's wrong on the internet.
On the internet, I have to tell them. I have to tell them why. In long-winded explanation as to why they're wrong on the internet. I got a bit after last Wednesday with Toon's little gold mine. I don't know if you saw Toon's last video with what's his name?
I
keep
think I
thinking
might have
Mickey.
I fell
watched a bit of
asleep.
that and thought,
It wasn't Mickey. What
thought,
was his
oh,
name?
this. Because I never catch him live because he's always on at stupid o'clock. But I tend to watch him over breakfast, and quite often it's like I can't be watching this over breakfast.
Yeah. No, I put him on because obviously I don't get to see him live anymore either because I'm working during the day. He's on during the day in my time.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Well, he's early hours in the morning for us usually.
G'day, Larry.
Yeah.
And
2
Dr.
a.m.
Millard and Fred
Lovely.
and Clive and who else we got there? That's it, I think. Yeah. Well, when it's about 2 o'clock. Well, it depends what time of day he does it. So sometimes it's 11 o'clock, and sometimes it's a bit later, about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, depending what time he's doing it at his end. But that one was quite funny. That guy was up there with a Marissa type, complete confident that he's absolutely confident that he's wrong. Yes, it was interesting. So I don't know much. I was scrolling through. Do you know Mitchell from Australia has put up another video? I haven't seen him for a long time.
Only because Where's Wally did a very short video about it himself. I mean, because obviously I don't follow these idiots, but
Yeah.
I think
Well-
he did another classic. I'll just do a video and debunk myself whilst I'm doing it.
Yeah, I was going to play it. I was just trying to find it again. I had it up, but then I rebooted. Now I've lost it again. I'm sure I'll find it.
Oh,
Oh,
You might.
doesn't remember? Don't you have it set to remember all your tabs?
Sorry? Yeah, I could do it that way, I suppose. Go back through
Yeah,
history.
if I have to reboot my PC, as soon as I open up Chrome, it automatically opens up everything I had
Oh,
open
no,
before.
I turned that off. Like, I still got history, though. I can go back into history, though. But I just, like history of YouTube. So it shouldn't be far in my history, so I'm going to do that.
You would have thought.
I did find, yeah, there it is. I did find this one. Hang on. I posted this to Blue's channel.
Teacher asked me, Yummy, what's 1 + 1? What do you say?
Say 2.
Yeah, and my teacher can know. My dear leader discovered if you add 1 drop of water on top of another drop of water, what does it become? Becomes a bigger one. That's how he proved the math was made up by the white man.
Wow.
Yo, that kind of holds up. That's kind of a good point.
Yeah.
Teacher asked me, Yummy, what's 1 +
Hang on, he said that was a good point.
That was the most shocking out of that whole thing. Wasn't
Well,
what
1 +
she's-
1 equals more.
that 1
And he
plus
thinks
1
that's a good point.
that's somehow maths. And it was sort of like, well, she's obviously just lived in Korea and indoctrinated to that whole thing. He didn't. was he? He was really weird. That was.
And that maths is the invention of the white man.
Yeah.
Which so I think I'm right in saying that the maths we use sort of originated in various parts of the Middle East.
Yeah.
And
Some of it.
India.
Where they're not particularly, dare I say it, white.
Yeah, some of it's there's all over the world what we currently use, you know. Isn't the calendar mostly from Mayan? Or they're the first ones come with sort of that? I can't remember. Anyway. Doesn't matter. The 360
Well,
days.
the Babylonians gave us everything that we use with 60,
Yeah.
like minutes, hours,
Yep.
degrees, seconds,
Degrees, yep.
minutes.
So
Because they like doing everything in base 60.
well, it worked.
Well, it's
works
a very
works
good
for-
base to use, isn't it?
for that stuff. It is, yeah. It,
Seems to work. Thank
you
God it
can
wasn't
cut-
base
you
12.
can-
you can cut it in half and
Well,
thirds and quarters, and
it-
it still all comes to
Yeah.
whole numbers. So yeah.
Yeah, it works.
That's why that's why there's 12 hours, etc. as well, because it fits very nicely into base 60 again, doesn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. So this is. I haven't played this all the way through, but this is our friend from Mitchell from Australia. I was trying to work out just before I play that. When was the last time he was actually posted? Because I don't think he's posted much since that little kerfuffle with
Mr. Sensible.
Mr. Sensible 10 months ago.
Oh, yeah, you're right. What was that say? 10 months ago?
Yeah. So this
Yeah.
Mr. Sensible was 11 months ago. And that was the latest ones. So, yeah, so this is the new one. It's only a day ago. So I have a theory, because I think he does this for a bit of extra cash. And I think maybe he needs a bit of extra cash again. I don't know. Could be wrong about that.
Could be.
Yeah. So, anyway, going back to what fun stuff he says. I can never get over. This is his opening screen, right? For a flat earther.
Yeah,
It's-
shows a globe.
It shows a globe. It shows Australia in its correct proportions for a globe.
Yep. But he's a flat earther
He's a
in
flat earther.
Australia. I mean, that in itself, a flat earther in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oxymoron.
Yeah. I've always thought he was a bit of a poe myself, because one of the first videos I watched, he's talking about everything in feet and inches. And we don't talk in feet and inches here. Come on. So I thought it just seemed like he was catering to his the American flat earth mates and myself. Yeah.
And that's probably most of the videos that he'd watched were no doubt produced by Americans, and everything's going to be said in feet and inches.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know about that. It's not proof. It's just, circumstantial.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Flat Earth School. The school is around
I'm glad he didn't say good afternoon, good evening, good night.
us 24/7 since the beginning of existence. I'm Mitchell from Australia, and this is going to be the biggest, most epic globe debunking ever. So get your affairs in order, Globers.
So, do you think that's clickbait?
Because there's
Yep.
no coming back from this.
There's a 630 square mile estuary in southern Louisiana known as Lake Pontchartrain. In May of 2017, a man by the name of Lance Caraccioli photographed the Lake Pontchartrain transmission lines that stretched 16 miles from Laplace to Manchac. As you can see, these lines are a monument to the curvature of the Earth. A little further to the east, when on their way to New Orleans, travelers crossed this body of water on one of the most amazing bridges in the world, the 24-mile-long Lake Pontchartrain Causeway. Again, Lance's images capture the shape of the Earth. Since then, the geometry of the causeway has been profiled by collecting Earth-centered, Earth-fixed coordinates collected with high-precision GPS by Jesse Kozlowski, modeled in 3D by Walter Bislin, and photographed from 155-foot elevation by Lance. These three techniques agree. The shape of the Earth is clearly round. You can find more imagery by Lance on his YouTube channel, youtube.com/Soundly.
So we've got a claim that Soundly has captured the shape of the Earth with these videos and images on his YouTube channel. And videos like this claim to show that the Earth is clearly round, being so confident in his observations that he titles these videos Flat Earth Debunked and Witness the Curvature of the Earth.
Just like he used in his title. But anyway.
Flat Earth Debunked.
Yeah.
So game over for Flat Earth, right? I mean, every glober should be using these videos and images from Soundly as proof that the horizon is physical Earth curve that blocks things. Well, here's Mick West taking to his website, metabunk.org, claiming soundly proving the curvature of the Earth at Lake Pontchartrain. The Lake Pontchartrain power lines demonstrate the curvature of the Earth. The same Mick West that's been on Joe Rogan Experience not once, but twice, leading to ZMEScience.com writing an article using Mick West's post of Soundly's observations to also claim the power lines over Lake Pontchartrain elegantly demonstrate the curvature of the Earth. Game, set, match, flat earthers. The image is also being used in memes, and other YouTubers adopting the images as proof of Earth curve.
This is a set of power lines on Lake Pontchartrain, and it just so happens to show the curvature of the Earth.
Some people even using the images at Lake Pontchartrain in debates against flat earthers as proof of Earth curve.
I'm not sure if you've become aware of this. I'm sure you guys are aware of this. It's a place called Lake Pontchartrain. It's the transmission lines in Louisiana, United States. This image was done originally by a YouTuber named Soundly. There's tons of videos talking about all of this. And this image was virtually modeled on a spherical Earth with a circumference of 40,000 kilometers. The model made a prediction that if zoomed in at the specific height, what we should see. This image is what the model showed. And when this shot was done in reality, that's exactly what you see.
As you just heard, the glober's argument now becomes comparing a model of the globe to what we see in reality.
I'm arguing about the geometry of the planet. I jump to what is some of the best evidence for curvature of the Earth, and that is Soundly's Lake Pontchartrain Causeway observation. The length of the causeway makes it possible to see the curvature of the Earth directly, given a clear enough day. When atmospheric clarity allows for it, you will be able to see the causeway literally curving with the Earth. What is amazing here is that this observation was virtually modeled with the assumed size and shape of the globe. And when you compare the computer renderings to what was actually observed, they match as expected. This shows that the round Earth model made a prediction, and that prediction turned out to be the case. This is great because only models that are able to reliably make predictions are the ones that should be followed and trusted. I think it's safe to say that the round Earth model has passed that test.
Well, hold on there, Red's Rhetoric, because this is where this video gets juicy. It is claimed that this image shows Earth curve. It starts with the assumption that the horizon is the geometric leading edge of a sphere capable of physically blocking things like those transmission lines. Now that Walter Bislin has rendered...
Well, there's definitely something blocking those transmission lines.
Yep.
A globe model over the top of the image using the assumed geometric constraints of the globe, we now have a claimed distance measurement to the horizon in this image. So from the observer's stated height of 10.3 meters, the distance measurement to horizon in this image is 11,754 meters. Now that we know the distance to the horizon in this image, we're going to see if this actually does match the official geometric limitations of the globe, like Red's Rhetoric claims it does. To avoid any cries of strawmanning the globe's official geometry, MC Toon has pointed us to the Earth Curve Calculator on a website that uses the correct maths in the formula for the distance to the geometric horizon on the globe. The link takes us to another one of Walter Bislin's websites, the Advanced Earth Curve Calculator, where we can see the formula used for the distance to the geometric horizon on the globe indeed matches the official globe geometry of 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, or 3.569 times the square root of the observer's height in meters. And in agreement with MC2, Wolfie 6020 also recommends Walter Bislin's Advanced Earth Curve Calculator.
So I was very happy this morning to see an email from Walter Bislin. Walter's new Advanced Earth Curve Calculator sets a new standard because it gives you a visual representation. This is really an excellent calculator for allowing us to conduct real observations and then using this calculator to predict whether the real observations are matching a globe. So thanks again, Walter. Your contribution to research is just outstanding, and I can't speak highly enough of your work.
Great, so now we can use the Advanced Earth Curve Calculator, approved and endorsed by the Globers, to confirm if the distance to the horizon measured at Lake Pontchartrain matches the official globe geometry. The observer's height in Stanley's image was 10.3 metres. Entering this into the Advanced Earth Curve Calculator, from 10.3 metre height, the official distance to the geometric horizon on the globe model must be no more than 11,460 metres. This is the official geometric limitations of the globe from that height.
What's the refraction he's used?
Well, he hasn't mentioned that yet. I wonder why.
Okay, let's see how we go.
It's the standard that they always use, 0.
Yeah.
Just the same as QE
Let's
did
pretend it's not there.
for the Black Swan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even without refraction, I don't think it's that far off, but, you know, you still got to put refraction in regardless.
The distance to the horizon in this photo taken by Stanley has to be no more than 11,460 metres. But as you can clearly see, from Stanley's observer height of 10.3 metres, the distance measurement to the horizon in this image is further than that, at 11,754 metres. For those playing at home, that means that this image of Stanley's, used by so many Globers as proof of...
Oh, well, we'll see if he mentions it. He still hasn't mentioned it yet. But why would you bother using Bislins and not use refraction? That's the whole point. You've got it. Go on.
Yeah. I might have been being a bit naughty and went off and made a cup of tea. But how did you determine what the distance to the horizon was in the image?
I think way back here. It was in. It wasn't that one. It was determined further back. I think it's basically when you see those two put together. Hang on, let me go back to that.
Oh, somebody counted the number of pylons.
Did they? No.
I'm assuming. I'm assuming that you.
I think they used this version to come up with one answer, and then he's using two different pieces of software. So this is what's the name of this site? What do you call this site? The other guy. Sorry, mental block.
Walt Disney.
No, Walter Bison's the one on the right.
Mick West.
Mick West, yes. Yeah. So we're about here somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, the one on the right is Mick West, and the one on is Walter Bison. And that's what he's comparing. See the 11 down the very bottom. Can you see that in the screen? Yeah, you can. 11,783. You can't read it, but you can see he's highlighted where it is. And then he's highlighted what the Bislin ones come up with different answers. But this one is taken from a video, and this one is done himself. Okay. Got it? That's where we're up to. And I've pointed out that I can't see anywhere where he's used refraction. And I know they used refraction in this one, but I didn't see him put refraction into the Walter Bislin one. And not putting Walter Bislin into refraction to Bislin is like, why use Bislin if you're not going to put refraction in?
You put the refraction in. I only asked the question because I was wondering how he actually figured out because he was talking as if it was the actual distance to the observed horizon.
No, it comes from this video. G'day, Blue. How you going?
How old is this video?
A couple of days, I think, or a day or so. Mitchell only just put it up. I haven't seen him. That's what we said at the beginning. We haven't seen him for 10 months. And then he's just dropped this one in.
Huh.
Yep. So he's saying from the west, they said this distance, and Mitchell's done the one on the left there. So that's where we're up to.
At 11,754 metres. For those playing at home, that means that this image of Stanley's, used by so many Globers as proof of Earth curve, this horizon, in fact, exceeds the geometric limitations of the globe. This image isn't Earth curve proof at all. In fact, it is the Lake Pontchartrain black swan. That's right.
Oh, dear.
This image captured by Soundly at Lake Pontchartrain
That's a bit
is
sad,
a
isn't
black
it?
swan. So how does this devastating discovery debunk the globe? Well, this black swan asserts Earth's geometry as a sphere as a positive assertion. This can be used in a Modus-Tollens argument. If P, the Earth is a sphere with radius 3959 miles, which is a positive assertion by the globers, the consequence of that in geometric terms is, then Q, every distance measurement to horizon has to be no further than 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, or 3.569 times the square root of the observer's height in meters, because that's the straight line tangent point horizon in the Earth.
All right, go for it, Blue.
That's the same stupid argument that Oakley's been making and getting QE and getting wrong for years.
Yeah.
That's a calculation to the geometric horizon. That has nothing to do with anything you ever see.
Best you could argue is that maybe you got the radius wrong. Doesn't actually prove that it's not a...
You can't even argue that. You can't take the picture because you've got a fucking atmosphere.
Yeah. Well, that's what
you
we're
can
saying.
You can never make the observation, so it's bullshit, no matter how you do it.
Well, it doesn't prove anything. Yeah.
Proves nothing.
Definitely doesn't prove any flatness.
Curve maths that asserts the horizon is Earth curve. This is what every glober claims when using this image as Earth curve proof. But embarrassingly for them, not Q, the distance measurement to the horizon in the Lake Pontchartrain image exceeds the geometric limitations of the official Earth curve maths. Therefore, not P. Not only is this Earth not a sphere of radius 39 miles, the Earth is not a globe. Earth curve geometry does not match what we see in reality, nor does the globe model rendered over the top of the image. So what does that mean, Red's rhetoric?
This is great because only models that are able to reliably make predictions are the ones that should be followed and trusted.
And I think it's safe to say that the globe model has absolutely failed that test, Reds. The globe model can never be followed or trusted, and this is why Soundly's image of Lake Pontchartrain debunks the globe. This is humiliating for the globe believers when their Earth curve proof turns out to debunk the globe. But this by itself isn't the most epic debunking ever. Yeah, this gets a lot worse for the globe. Just when you think the devastation for the globe is over, this isn't the only one of Soundly's claimed Earth curve proofs at Lake Pontchartrain, is it? Let's have a little look-see at the Causeway Bridge. From a height of 41.2 metres, the advanced Earth curve calculator tells us that the distance to the geometric horizon on the globe model from a 41.2 metre observer height must be no further than
set for 0.
22,910 metres. But in Soundly's image, we are told this horizon distance from a 41.2 metre height is far beyond that at 26,457 metres. So in another one of Soundly's Earth curve proofs, the distance to the horizon in this image again exceeds the geometric limitations of the globe. This image is another black swan. Thanks, Soundly. You've debunked Earth curve and the globe again. But why stop here? Let's keep going through this little gold mine animation comparing globe renderings to Soundly's images. From a 1 metre observer height, the distance to this horizon in this
it's really
image
just
is
comparing software with software.
3,919 metres. But the official globe maths states from a 1 metre height, the distance to the horizon has to be no more than
refraction
3,507 metres, meaning the distance in this image once again exceeds the geometric limitations of the globe, making this Lake Pontchartrain Black Swan number 3. Now changing to an observer height of 9.5 metres, the distance to this horizon in this image is 12,088 metres. But the official globe math states from a 9.5 metre observer height, the distance to the horizon measurement has to be no more than 11,010 metres, meaning the distance to this horizon exceeds the geometric limitations of the globe. For those still playing at home, that makes this image Lake Pontchartrain Black Swan number 4. Increasing again to an observer height of 39 metres, the distance to this horizon in
Hey, wasn't it Mitchell who confirmed that the refraction had to exist? Was that? I vaguely recall that in one of his videos. Can't remember that one.
Well, I just looked at the comments under this video, and somebody pointed out to him that he left the refraction at 0. And that if you put in the refraction that they claimed at 0.05, the calculator's only 4 meters off, which sounds pretty good to me. And his reply was, "Oh yeah, where's refraction and earth curve maths?" It's right there. Look, there's that button that says refraction.
Right in there.
Yeah.
The big
And
red
that's
one.
That's the
This
mess.
image
That's the
is
reply I've just left him, and I'll see if I get anything
24,530
back from him.
meters.
But he's like,
But
"Oh,
the
where's
official-
refraction? It's right there. It's that button that says
This
refraction."
big. You mean this big
That
big
slider
red,
right there.
the big
Yeah.
red one.
Yeah.
The red one.
That
in the
one.
middle.
That's
I
the
still
one.
want to know. Oh, sorry, Blue.
Go ahead.
I still want to know where he's getting these actual distances to the horizon from.
He's not.
Because
He's just,
it feels like he's just pulling them out of his arse.
no, he's just comparing this bit of software on the left with the bit of software on the right. That's all he's doing.
But that's both the same calculator.
It's both Bislin.
Yeah. So this one here,
They're
which has
both Walter
refraction.
Bislin.
Yeah. So that's all he's doing. So
What
he's
he's
got-
saying? He's saying
and they-
is he saying Bislin got Bislin wrong? I mean,
yeah,
what?
basically, because this one here, he hasn't clicked in refraction in it. Well, I don't know what refraction is set on this one, and I think these are from videos. I'm not sure. I can't be certain. Excuse me. And yeah, he's doing the one on, in this case, the one on the right. But as you said, he's not putting any refraction in, so he's not using it correctly. Yeah.
Yeah, it just, like I said, they're both Walter's calculator.
Yeah.
So why they would be giving different results, I don't know, unless the refraction is in one of them and isn't in the other.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he's taking this one from a video and this one from his own calculations. I think Emball's putting out there would be... Emball's suggesting you could count the pylons on the other one to actually calculate the distance. I don't know. It'd be hard to determine.
Good luck with that.
You'd have to determine that which pylon you no longer see the base, which might be a bit tricky, I've got to admit. Yeah.
Yeah, there are gazillions of pylons. You never see all of them. You're only seeing a tiny fraction. You can't really count the pylons.
The idea.
Oh yeah, of course, because you're not because of the zoom level. The magnification level. You're not seeing all the pylons at the close end to you, are you?
Yeah, you're probably missing 90% of the pylons.
Yeah. If you could go out with somebody to mark a pylon enough or something, maybe you could do something and then work backwards. But I don't know. So I think this is awful. Let's see where it goes.
Globe math states from a 39-metre observer height, the distance to the horizon measurement has to be no more than 22,350 metres, meaning the distance to this horizon exceeds the geometric limitations of the globe, making this image Black Swan number 5 and counting. How many black swans is Soundly going to give us? Well, there should be none if we live on a globe. Now at 97 metres height, the distance to this horizon in this image is 38,570 metres. But the official globe math states from a 97-metre observer height, the distance to the horizon has to be no more than 35,150 metres, smashing this horizon in this image almost 3.5 kilometres further than the globe's geometric limitation.
You can see on the image it's got some reference to the temperature gradient, which indicates there must be refraction or something placed into this one. I don't know, but that's just, I'm guessing there.
Making this image Lake Pontchartrain Black Swan number 6. Dropping back down now to an 11-metre observer height.
Oh, look. This actually does have refraction on it. See? Just skip on to this. Yeah, you can just see it. So it's got refraction in there.
The distance to the
And I
horizon
bet you
in
doesn't
this
have
image
refraction
is
in his image.
12,750 metres. But the official globe math states from an 11-metre
So,
observer height.
do you think there's a little bit of skullduggery in that this image, which I know this isn't Bislin, Bislin doesn't show this image in his calculator, is covering up the refraction value, right? And he's got refraction of 0.
I'm trying to figure out what pane of Bislin's calculator that even is.
Yeah. So you can see in this one, Bison's got a refraction standard in that image. And then the next scene, like the next frame almost, that's covered up. And then you come back to the other one, which has no refraction, and of course the values aren't the same. So, yes.
90 meters. That's right. The horizon
there.
in this image exceeds the geometric limitations of the globe, making this black swan at Lake Pontchartrain number 7. Has Stanley been humiliated enough yet? Nah, not even close. From a 5.5 meter observer height, the distance to this horizon in this image is 8,975 meters. Chances are surely at least one of these is going to match the globe maths. But nah, globe maths states from 5.5 meter.
And I'm sure Wally will pick this up, so no one will have to do a video. But yeah, states very clearly a refraction. He's got 0, so.
Observer height. Distance to this horizon on the globe has to be no more than 8,371 meters. And yep, the distance to this horizon exceeds the geometric limitations of the globe. You're looking at Lake Pontchartrain, Black Swan, number 8.
Stop! He's already dead.
But the animation just won't stop. Now from a 3.5 meter observer height, the distance to this horizon in this image is 7,625 meters. But the globe math states from a 3.5 meter observer height, the distance to the horizon has to be no further than 6,678 meters. Meaning the distance to this horizon in this image exceeds the geometric limitations of the globe for Lake Pontchartrain, Black Swan, number 9. Maybe looking through a real theodolite might help. Again, from a 3.5 meter observer height, the distance to this horizon, this image, is still 7,625 meters. Come on, they're just taking the piss now, aren't they? We literally just learnt that the globe math states from a 3.5 meter number 10.
They're all the same.
It is just raining black. It is not Earth curve. Proof by the globe believers. Read 'em and weep, Globers. The bank of black swans at Lake Pontchartrain. So next time a con man like Mick...
Yeah, it's another Crete.
Why do flat earthers have such annoying accents?
Oh, I don't know. Come on. He's got a Sydney
The
accent.
fucking arrogance of the man. I mean, he, for all the world to see, he's sitting here and going, "Look at me, I'm a fucking moron." Oh. This is why the aliens won't come and give us their technology. I swear.
Oh, I'm listening to someone trying to convince me that ball lightning was actually alien or some sort of intelligent life today.
No. The only thing is, we're not allowed to shoot them or anything, you know.
No, you're not. Sorry. It's one of those things, isn't it? Oh, dear. Now, was it...
Maybe I could meet them out in the street and have an accident in my wheelchair.
Run them over.
This is why I want my own tank. Oh, what was that? Oh, dear. I'm driving over a club.
I can send you some videos.
300 kilos and 2.5 meters per second can do a reasonable amount of kinetic energy.
That'll do it.
I can send you a video on how to hack into the speed controller on your scooter.
On the wheelchair.
Yeah, wheelchair.
It's not a scooter. It's a bloody wheelchair.
Definitely not a scooter.
No. It'll scoot along after you hack into it, I can tell you.
Timbo, it's in the UK at least, it's a really important difference.
Yeah,
because they can't stop you taking a wheelchair on public transport. They can stop you taking a mobility scooter.
Oh, right. They can't hear.
Yeah, you're not allowed to. Essentially, you're not allowed to take a mobility scooter on a bus. But you are allowed to take a power chair on an electric wheelchair on a bus.
That's interesting. Do you have buses that will drop down to let you get up into them with a little ramp and everything?
Yeah, there's little ramps. They don't on the really old buses that they use on the bus service from my village into town. They often don't maintain the hinge pins very well.
Oh, okay.
The hinge pins usually just being like M6 bolts.
Yeah.
and they never lubricate them or anything, which has meant that the ramp with a safe working load of 300 kilos, with a load of 300 kilos on it, I've broken 2 of them off of buses.
All right. That's a good.
And I didn't care.
I'm sure you didn't.
Oh, and the bus doesn't drive very well when the ramp's not in position, because it's got an interlock on it to make sure it's properly stowed before the bus can drive away.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, dear.
That makes sense. That's a good safety feature.
Yeah.
We've had a fairly recent thing in when we're designing the more major bus stops with the recessed bus bays. They want us to put a 300mm high curb on so that the drivers can pull up close enough without having to get the ramps out. They can lower the bus down to 300mm so they can just drive straight across. So
we have that, but it's actually easier doing that in my manual chair, because in the manual chair I can just about hop the little front wheels over the gap.
All right, yeah.
Whereas if there's about a 50mm gap between the curb and the bus, the front wheels of my power chair are probably going to get stuck in it.
All right. Yep.
Just because of course it will drop down into the little slot and then it won't have enough push to get it back up on.
Yeah. Just to break the momentum for a sec, there's a little comment about my volume. Is my volume better now, or it was a little while ago?
Yeah, you were a little quiet, but then you quite often are, because you tend to...
Yeah, I think I lean back and mumble and stuff like that.
Yep.
Now going back to powered devices, I was working on my.
What do you want to say? Does it all go quiet when you go away from your mic?
Yeah. Probably depends when I lean up or when I sit back. Talking of powered mobility devices, I was playing with my new electric bike today, and I was having good fun. So I can give Paul a bit of advice. Hey, Paul, if you get an old bike, make sure you put a chain that's strong enough to handle the motor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I found out about probably a couple of kilometres from home that, pushing uphill. It's about the third time I've taken it out for a test run.
That's why motorbikes these days don't generally have split links in their chains.
Yeah.
Because they're an actual weak point.
It's an old chain, and also it was lightweight. It was designed to be, the whole bike was designed to be lightweight, and it was a bit, beaten up, and I thought, it's okay, got a beaded chain, I won't have to worry about that. Yeah, pushing up the top of the hill, I heard this big kunk, and I thought, chains come off. Then I looked down, oh no, chain's trailing behind me. It's more than just come off.
You'll be pushing it home then?
Yeah. I didn't have a chain brake or anything with me to put it back together, so I think I'll be out tomorrow morning to buy a heavy duty bike chain.
I've got a chain breaker for my motorbike. It's called a cutting disc on an angle grinder.
All right.
Because we don't have split links. You have a link, and you have to you have a special tool that you have to round the heads off.
Yeah.
And really, the quick and easy way when you want to change your chain is taking an angle grinder to it and cutting the bloody link off.
Yeah.
But that's what you want. You don't want your chain parting it however many miles an hour you have to be going on a motorbike.
Yeah. I bought a Kawasaki 750 to discover that somebody had put a split link in the bloody chain.
Right. Yeah.
Fortunately, I was doing about 10 miles an hour when it broke.
That's not so bad then.
And it just all dropped out the back.
The other clue I could give for anyone who's budding to convert their bike into a e-bike is, although I've got a really good bike, it's probably better just to use actually maybe not as good a bike, because I've got like a 12 ring chain on the cassette on the back, and the motor can't handle all those 12 gears because it can't travel the distance. Like the new chainring only handles about the first 5, and then it pops off because it's pushing too far to the. So I think you're probably better off just using a reasonably good quality old bike. So I'm looking for a good, $12 find from somewhere as a good solid bike, and I might redo my bike with it. I'm still having fun with it, but yeah.
Yes, Dora, there's a lot to be said for motorbikes that have got drive shafts and not gears and sprockets.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ain't got
I
the
did
oil in
end
the
up
blood
with one of
grease to
those
damn
too.
things up either.
Yeah. Who
And
was
adjusting.
Who was it that was upset I didn't do Lindsay on Wednesday? I can't remember. Somebody was upset.
Weren't me.
Wasn't Blue. No, it definitely wasn't Blue.
Yeah, my bike's got a drive shaft.
All right.
But my bike says Ford F-150 on the side of it.
Just saying you ain't got a fucking motorbike.
It's got 4-wheel. It's got a dual bike. He's got a
4-wheel motorbike. Yeah, and it's not a quad either. Wednesday, what was I did? Oh yes, Wednesday. I went past Stonehenge a couple of times because I was going to a school just a couple of miles down the road from Stonehenge. And I've got to say, when you drive past it slowly, because that road is always slow because everybody's slowing down to look at it, it's just like, oh, is that it?
Yeah. Well, it's quite a distance off, isn't it, from the road?
It's a few hundred yards away. And there were a few people in the way, but you sort of, and you're down at a slightly lower level than the little plateau it's on. But you just sort of look at it and go, yeah, it probably looked better when they first put it together,
Yeah.
because some of it's upright and the rest of it's just a jumble of stones. It's like, yeah, well, yeah, I can see the appeal, but nice countryside though.
Yeah. Like I said, I think you need to actually go stand next to it, don't you?
Well, you can't. You can't
Well, I know
stand
you
next to
can't.
it. There is a ring that goes around the whole thing, which I think is part of it, and you can't get any closer than that. So it's not like you can actually go up and touch it. You can't get that close.
Yeah, they stopped because people were doing things. Didn't someone push over one of the stones at some point a little while back?
Well, I don't know, because if you go back 150 years, there were no uprights. What you're seeing now is the work of some guy, I think, in the last part of the 18th century, 19th century, 1800 and something or other, where they rebuilt some of it, just, actually showed this is what it looked like. And that's what we're seeing now, because if you go back far enough, it was just a jumble of stones. And they tried to work out how it went together and where it would all have gone and all the rest of it. But, of course, there are no records of it when it was put up, obviously. Because what was that, 4,000 odd years ago? I mean, it's all right, but it's just like, is that it? I guess I'm too used to seeing recreations of it as it would have been when they first built, with everything upright and the circular stones on the top and all the rest of it. And of course, it don't look anything like that now. And it's just, whatever. Nearly as disappointing as the Mona Lisa was.
Oh, I have put into chat some Lindsay Bingo.
Right.
I did come up with a new game which we won't play this week, called Mini Lindsay Bingo, which is where we use the same bingo card, but if he says one of the words, we can stop. We're playing full version this week.
And one of those words is tomb. Hello, welcome to the Tomb Balloon Bingo.
So, for all you out there, you in the chat, we've got the both chats, the Peanuts chat and the internal chat. I'm giving you the card. For those that maybe have something better to do with their mind for 20 minutes, looks of it, you might want to wander away. But
let me just go and start that painting I was always meaning to do. I'll go and paint a wall or something and then watch it dry.
I'll put it on. I need to remember to drag off the bit card, otherwise I can't do my own So again, same rules apply. Both peanuts and internal. Hang on a sec. If you get bingo, we can call a stop. And so let's see how we go. We're up to this one. I was trying to avoid. He seems to be trying to put up old videos. Maybe because, you know, was it last time he said where he wants, if people pay him money, he'll give the secret to the universe? Or his Patreon, he wanted people to, he's made a Patreon account or something or other. Anyway. Flat Earth. This one's titled Flat Earth Guru Explains Time. So here you go.
Oh, yeah. Time is an illusion. Lunchtime doubly so. There you go.
Hi there, welcome to the Tomb of Illumination, where we discuss Flat Earth, its whole system. The only site in probably the whole world that breaks down the whole Flat Earth system, because I know the system. Trust me. Everything equates.
Of course you know.
Cannot be debunked. So, if you want to learn about the Flat Earth, this is the one and only site where you'll get all the facts. Today's video is about time. What is it? And how it's associated with the Flat Earth. So understanding time, which is kept by the sun, you get to understand how the Flat Earth system works. So first you need to understand where the actual sun is. And it's not where you think it is. That image you see in the sky is only an image within man's arc of horizon. It comes up on your horizon, goes down on your horizon. It doesn't go below the horizon. It's gone up and over out of your perspective. Man can only see so far.
I don't have
People
arc
believe
horizon.
they live on a spinning ball,
That's annoying.
like to tell flat earthers and many people that we should see forever. No. So if Polaris is here and you're over here and that's your arc of horizon, as you move, your arc moves. It goes down on your horizon. Bring your arc, it comes back up. Okay, this is how everything works in our realm. Everything comes to us perpendicular to that arc. We're always standing zenith, 90 degrees to zenith. So imagine that. You're standing here 90 degrees to zenith. The globalists like to tell you you're living on a globe. And it goes all the way around here. Well, what's all around here? They've never shown us anything around here. We're standing right there and they're telling you you're in the middle of a ball. No, they tell you you're standing up here on the outside of the ball, don't they? But in celestial navigation, they make you stand here in the middle of the ball. Well, that's where all the calculations come back to, the middle of the ball. Well, because they bring it back to you. That's your calculation on the Flat Earth system. Everything comes back to you perpendicular from that curve. There is only one sun. It sends out a projection into our dome, our arc of horizon. This is why it's written by the ancient Egyptians.
Did you say it's a torus? Is it
The
a,
suns in many
is it a
places, they're
dome
only
or a
seeing one.
torus?
Your arc of horizon.
He hasn't said
You didn't see
Taurus
my
yet.
site before. This is a
No.
slice through the whole Flat Earth system. So imagine a pancake. There's the centre of the pancake.
I have Taurus. I wanted
Sliced
to
it
say
to the
it.
middle. Now you get a cross section.
I've only got Taurus built,
The
not
sun is
Taurus.
up above the Arctic centre.
Yeah. Oh, there is Taurus in there.
It's connected to the Milky Way.
It's also
It comes
field.
over to the tropical gap. We assume
Milky Way,
there's more to
come-
that
you
story.
can do it.
Where we see the image. The image is coming from here through the Milky Way. And as
Milky
it moves
Way,
around
Milky Way. I
our
got
Flat
that.
Earth system, that's our 24-hour day. That image. But the real sun back here, we do not see because it's outside of our realm. We're within this line here.
I do have
And
sun.
here
I have real-
is pure plasma. You can't see pure plasma for a starter, but that's creation. We're created. You can't go back in time. You can't go back into your mother's womb and start looking around, can you? No.
What?
I'd rather not.
So realise this is up above the Arctic centre. Okay, it's not at this point. There is no black sun like people talk about that's underground or whatever. That's ridiculous. It's a black sun because it's on the black hole horizon.
Black
That's
hole.
what creates the solar
Got
eclipses
that.
and stuff. Depends on the position of the sun, what's blocking its frequency, because all resonant frequencies. That creates the shadow on the Earth. What passes in front of the moon cancel out its
Oh, moon. I got
resonant
that.
frequencies. It's not down here because Earth itself is from the hole. It's fixed and stationary. It's been created from the hole. See, so because Earth has been created by the hole and it's created,
I thought it's created from the sun.
we now have our system here above it, replicating creation as well. So now our black hole is up here with the sun on its horizon. Okay?
Horizon.
The Earth is from the hole. It's fixed and stationary.
Broomfold is not in the Bingo.
So, that has been created from creation. So, bang, that exists. Then we have to have our own system in here on this plane. It's hard to describe, actually. But anyway.
Have we had
the
equilibrium?
magnetic field of Earth has to flow up here. Flows up here in this recycling system. Check out the other videos if you haven't seen them before.
Have we had expand? That would be useful.
And then you have the electrical system sort of coming down this way. So you have to imagine these are the capacitor plates, and this is the dielectric in between the capacitor plates.
Right, there you go.
So it's all metaphysical, but we know we can create it all physically on our Earth, but creation is all metaphysical because
metaphysics.
It's come from nothing basically. You're not seeing it. Our images in our realm are only secondary. They're all reflections, mirrored, secondary images. The source is right back here in this Arctic vortex. It's the place of creation back here. So we have one sun here on the horizon of the black hole turning, casting out an image that moves around here in the Milky Way. You can't see the Milky Way during the day, of course, can you? No, but we can see the back of it. That's at night. When the sun's facing that way, here's the Milky Way. That's Sagittarius A. Okay? Anyway, let's get back to time and the sun.
Yes.
So there's only one sun in the middle of the creation, just off centre actually, because the black hole is the centre of creation. The sun is on its horizon, moves around the horizon of the black hole. So it's moving around the hole. As it moves around the hole, its energy, frequencies, resonance, you know what I mean? It's shining, it's reflecting across the hole, because the hole is the amplifier.
I don't have hole on my card.
It's all a blown up image.
So the sun's orbiting
on the horizon of the black hole.
Event horizon. Thank you.
Event horizon, yeah.
With the hole. That's your 24-hour day. That's our timekeeper. That's the atomic timekeeper. That's accurate right back at that spot. Science knows about this.
What?
They just want you to know about this one over here. It does random things for the seasonal up and down changes.
But isn't that the same?
The actual one back here doesn't move up and down. It just turns. Very boring. In some mythological stories. But that is following the magnetic field of Earth. So what the magnetic field of Earth is doing, that sun is on those magnetic field lines.
I need to expand. Come on, say expand.
I've talked about that in previous videos. So the clock, the sun is our clock. And it moves around the world like this, doesn't it? 15 degrees per hour. It's not a straight line because the magnetic field of Earth is curved. So just consider that. But you also have to realise the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere have a mirrored image.
Now just need your system.
All I need now is tourist field.
I just need your system or expand.
They go like this. So there is only one time. It's equal. It's mirrored. But it's just not a straight line all the way from the centre Arctic out to the Antarctic. But it's all the same time.
Someone called Bingo.
So there's only one timekeeper, right? So if you're a timekeeper, let's imagine it's a clock arm. There's your hand at the end there. It's a clock arm. Sweeping across your flat Earth system. Where along this clock arm is time varying from anywhere else? It doesn't. How do we measure distance across the Earth, say east to west? By time. You have to judge your distance by time. I've done 45 nautical miles in 10 minutes. Where did 10 minutes come from? Well, it's the timekeeper, that's the sun. If we didn't have this consistent sun moving, how do we relate time? Stars are all over the place. So there's only one timekeeper. So if there's only one timekeeper sweeping across our flat Earth like this, from north to south, why would time be any different here than it is down there? Well, it's not. So when you look at a Gleason map and find it's very small up here and very wide out there, why would it take longer to get out there across the southern field between the arcs of longitude as it would back here?
But it does, though.
In the smaller gap, as seen on a Gleason map. When time is all relevant.
Come on.
Once you understand that, then you start to understand that everything that moves from the north to the south expands in the field.
Oh, there we go.
Because we live in a toroidal field. And everything...
Is that it?
That's it. That's it. You don't get to find out anymore. No. I got it. There we go. The
Well,
end.
Oh, that's a relief.
With that expand, I ended up with 3 lines all waiting for single ones.
No, I needed. Yeah, I got 3 lines that needed another 2. Mine were just sort of 2 bloody
Everything comes
scatter
from the
shots.
centre. So
I had. I dragged it out. Let me drag it back in so you can see it. So, yeah, I got the magnetic field, tropical gap, metaphysics, which he rarely says metaphysics, so that was good that he got that one.
This is true.
And expand and Milky Way. So, I was waiting for the Taurus field.
You
Taurus
need to
field is
get
good.
rid of Kundalini.
We know he had that. So didn't Matt get that a while back? It came up. He actually said it.
And Norse mythology has just gone by the by, you know.
It has at the moment. Yes, he's not doing that one very much.
It was in vogue for a little while, and then it just.
He's gone back. I did notice. I was looking at his list. Where is he? That one. But,
excuse me.
I'm pretty sure these ones here, see with that background, they're old ones, right? He's just put back up because that's in his old.
Quite possibly.
When he had his whiteboard up and mounted on the.
In the
on the wall.
on the opposite wall with the window off to his left.
Yeah, and that so all these recent ones.
Whereas
this,
now
this one, yeah, like this. So.
Yeah, he seems to have turned it round so that he's in front of the window now, doesn't he?
Yeah. Either that or they moved him to a different cell. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's an old one. I'm sure if I flick back down the bottom we'd find it again. Because I was almost going to play I was almost going to play this one where he says, yeah, the blueprint for free energy. But I'm confident he did that a while again, and then he was trying to, if people send him $500, he'd tell them how to get free energy. Remember that?
Vaguely.
Quite some time ago.
Yeah.
Anyway. Paul. I was just going to pick on Paul. I don't know if he's awake. Did you have some quizzes for tonight?
I have one. I have a hard quiz.
We have a hard quiz. No, that's good.
I don't have a music quiz. I've just got a hard quiz.
Hard quiz would be fine.
Good. We don't have to guess the lyrics to some absolute shite.
You don't, no.
We had a good one.
That's next weekend, yeah.
You should have listened in on Wednesday. It was.
Well, just good stuff on Wednesday again.
No.
Or was it rap?
No, we didn't have any rap. It was good. It was still
every second word is bitches. You know.
It was still a fun quiz. But
no, it's good fun.
We had
It's
Star
like,
Trek by the firm.
Yeah, we had Star Trek.
I swear I've still got that single somewhere. If I can find my old, there's a box in here somewhere that's got vinyl in it, and I know I bought Star Trekking by the firm.
Yes, Fred, it's a different word.
Got nothing to play vinyl on, but you know.
So we could do that, or because a little bit light on, I got a bit tonight. Why have I got Toon in here? I didn't think we had it. Oh yeah, because Toon's put up a couple of short stuff. That's what that was about. And what else have I got?
Oh, I can't stop you.
Oh, Leo. Oh, dear. Can we put up with a Leo? Why don't we play a Leo and then we'll have some sanity and have a hard quiz. So.
Mr. Leakey put up a very, very short video alleging that all satellites are balloons. And of course, that includes Sputnik.
Oh, right.
A balloon that goes around the Earth every 90 minutes. Wow.
Well, that's it. But he's showing all of these pictures, and they're all like, you know, just bits of something. Guess what all these are? And they're all satellite balloons. He says, and so is this one. And of course, there's Sputnik with the 4 aerials trailing away from it. So of course, I think he's sort of saying, well, that looks like a balloon, you know. Yeah, a balloon that travels at 17,000 miles an hour. Yeah, that would be it.
Because that was actually bringing that up because that's one of Leo's videos is solving the Sputnik 1 mystery.
I swear that all these idiots have a conference call every week and say, right, what are we going to be wrong about this week? Whose turn is it? You know.
I think it's a bit like, I don't know if you have that problem over there, but we have this problem over here where all the petrol prices seem to always end up being the same, and when someone goes down, then they all do. And then when someone goes up, they all go up, and they all say, no, we're not in collusion. We're not colluding at all. But
they go up very quickly. But when oil prices drop, the petrol tends to lag considerably. You know, as soon as the price of oil goes up, bing, petrol and diesel goes up. When the price of oil goes down, it's like, go on then, drop the price of petrol and diesel, thank you very much. And eventually they might, you know.
It got so bad.
They post record profits.
It got so bad in Canberra because the prices in Sydney and were much lower than Canberra, like quite significantly lower. And it had been a problem for quite some time, and then the petrol prices had gone down, and Sydney prices had gone down, and the Canberra ones didn't. And because, they all say, no, we don't collude. But the Chief Minister in Canberra got so annoyed, he said, you guys have got to sort it out, or he will have to start bringing in legislation to tell you how much you can do petrol for, because what was happening is they were saying, it's the cost of distribution. But there's a town an hour to the north of Canberra, and it was cheaper there, and it's only 20,000, it's only got a population of 20,000, and Canberra's got nearly more than 15 times that in population.
Yeah.
And so it was rubbish. And so, funnily enough, the next week, suddenly all the prices were down to the same price as New South Wales.
Yeah, funny that, eh?
Do you have your taxes set federally for fuel, or is it state by state?
Federal, I think, for fuel. Is that right, Paul? Paul would probably know. He's probably has to...
Because obviously that could make a big difference, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're charging different taxes in the different states.
Yeah, no, that's not what's causing the fuel problems. Because I'm pretty sure it's federal tax. And it's quite arbitrary though, because it's not always that oil prices go up, fuel prices go up. There seemed to be there's this bit of mapping done a while back where they could show that they had this very set pattern for when the fuel prices changed, and it seemed to always end up coinciding with a long weekend or something where people are going to buy a lot of fuel, and then suddenly that week the petrol went up, stuff like that. So they still do that. I have not seen.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Well, it does to them, yeah. I have not seen this video, so I do not know what's in it or how bad it is. You said on first speed. Let's have a look.
Today I'm looking at Sputnik 1.
Oh, sorry.
Sputnik 1 essentially started off the space race.
Oh, I can turn the volume up.
Sputnik 1 apparently terrified the American public for 3 weeks with its beeping sound that could be heard. But when we look back at the origins of the space race, Sputnik 1 of course included, and we look at similar things going on at the time, we find something incredibly revealing regarding Sputnik 1 and the Russian space program.
Sputnik 2, not Sputnik.
First up, we're going to pop back to 1957 and see the news reporting on Sputnik 1.
Today, a new moon is in the sky, a 23-inch metal sphere placed in orbit by a Russian rocket. Here, an artist's conception of how the feat was accomplished. A 3-stage rocket. Number 1, the booster, in the class of an intercontinental missile. Its weight estimated at 50 tons. The smaller second stage took over at 5,000 miles an hour and carried on to the highest point reached. 500 miles up, the artificial moon is boosted to a speed counterbalancing the pull of gravity and released. You are hearing the actual signals transmitted by the Earth-circling satellite, one of the great scientific feats of the age.
Well, I absolutely love the old school propaganda. Love it. Anyway, right, we're over at Wiki. Sputnik crisis, okay? The Sputnik crisis was a period of public fear and anxiety in Western nations about the perceived technological gap between the United States and the Soviet Union, caused by the Soviets' launch of Sputnik 1, the world's first artificial satellite. The crisis was a significant event in the Cold War that triggered the creation of NASA and the space race between the two superpowers. The satellite was launched on October the 4th, 1957, okay? Now, this is where it gets really interesting. This article here, which is titled...
I'd argue that the space race started a little bit before that, but that's okay. Definitely.
Yeah.
So what you mean? What with the A4?
Well, the whole point was trying to get to this point, and the Russians got there first. I think was what scared the public. Was thinking they were ahead, and then suddenly realised no, they're not, because this was much more visible than anything else. Well, visible's not the right word. You could actually hear it. It wasn't, just newspaper articles.
Russia also has a fleet of spy balloons. I suspect this has come off the back of the Chinese spy balloon charade a few months ago. But this article is incredibly telling here with timelines and stuff, as we're about to see. It states here, balloons were an important component of the Soviet Union's arsenal for everything from spying to bombing, and Russia still uses them today. So we scroll down, we get a balloon. Aerostats, including unpowered balloons, were very popular in the Soviet Union before World War II, but subsequently fell almost completely out of favour. However, once the Cold War was underway, Soviet surveillance balloons made a comeback. In the modern Russian military, there remains a limited niche for these kinds of balloons. Although with spy balloons very much back on the international agenda, it's possible that they could become part of a broader resurgence. Interesting that when the Cold War era begun, that is the space race, essentially, balloons came back in favour when the space...
So, we all know he's going to go and try and indicate it somehow that this thing that flew at a constant speed at a regular trackable thing around the world was a balloon. Right, okay.
Race begun.
Can I just say something here? Yeah. There would have been really good reasons to in that space between not having spy satellites for using balloons, because most of the military radars that would have detected them would have had moving target indication, and the balloons probably wouldn't have been going fast enough to show up because of the MTI in there.
I have no doubt they had balloons, but that doesn't mean that, just because they had balloons.
Yeah, no, but that would be it's a very valid reason for trying to use balloons for that sort of reconnaissance. Yeah. Because if you send an aeroplane, that's going to get detected on the radar. There's a good chance the balloon won't, because of the fact that they basically don't look at targets that aren't moving very quickly.
No. Well, the balloons are probably a bit of a hope and see, though, in reality, because you've got to make sure they go in the right place, but you don't have a lot of control about where they go. But
no,
set them off on one side of the States and pick them up on the other. That's probably it. But even if they weren't using it for spy, they're going to use satellites the same reason that... balloons the same reason NASA uses lots of balloons. It's no hiding it. They're there. They just don't use them as satellites.
Kind of telling. I suspect USSR, Russia, and America, with their rocket tests, had realised by the mid-50s the limitations of the technology in which they hold, and realised probably they were better off going back to Victorian technology, which is balloons. As we can see here, Cold War era, the start of the space race, balloons, bizarrely enough, are back in favour. You come down.
A limited niche.
Beginning in the mid-50s, thousands of free balloons drifted over the Warsaw Pact countries from the west. Many of them flew into the territory of the Soviet Union. This was the impetus for the creation of a series of special balloon intercepting aircraft. You can read more about it here. But it also spurred the Soviets to work on their own military balloons. Accordingly, in 1956, 1 year before the Sputnik, the first ever satellite, was launched, remember this, 1956, the OKB-424 Design Bureau, also known as the DKB-A, was established especially for the task of making new military aerostats.
Aerostats, yeah.
How telling is that? 1 year before the first ever man-made satellite.
What do you think it's
known as
telling? What do you think
Sputnik 1,
that's
which
actually
kicked
saying?
off the space
anything.
race. 1 year
Retard.
before that, the Soviet Union start up their own military satellite balloon division.
Doesn't say
Kind
that
of
at
giving
all,
the game
actually.
away
But
there,
anyway.
lads. If you were going into the space race era, you'd be getting rid of any balloons that you had left. You certainly
Why?
wouldn't be starting up new balloon military divisions at the start of the space
Why?
race.
Sputnik
Unless,
didn't
of
have
course,
cameras on it.
you're faking your data
It
and
just sent
pushing
out
the
a radio
space
signal.
narrative using balloons. So here's Sputnik 1, space satellite from 1957. And here's a high-altitude Russian balloon from the 1930s.
Yeah. And
1957, 1930s. Are you starting to get it? That's right.
No.
Sputnik 1 was a balloon.
Oh.
What?
And then when we look at this map
Looking
showing
at
the
you
wind
like each
direction,
other.
Russia on the left, America on the right, you can see how easy it would be to do this with balloons back in the day to get the space race started. Start launching your balloons in Russia and let the wind do all the rest. Put some transmitters on your balloons. And
I don't think he's really paying much attention. Are those balloons flying over Florida, which is probably the focus? Those winds from Russia? No.
propaganda will do the rest on the American public. They'll hear a few beeps on their ham radio, and away you go. Based on the propaganda and a few beeps, the gullible general public will then therefore come to the ridiculous conclusion that there's some kind of satellite doing a ludicrous speed around a ball.
It wasn't a few beeps, that's the problem. It was quite consistent.
They can put a satellite in orbit. What else can they put in orbit?
Yeah.
That was the problem.
Yeah. You know, they can fly over the states with something, and we can't do anything about
They can
it.
fly over the states with impunity. Oh shit.
Yeah. That was the big issue.
War of the Worlds told them they could get away with his silliness.
Yeah.
But as you can see, how easy it would be to do. The wind, once you've launched your balloons from Russia, the wind takes care of the rest.
But not with
Now, if
consistency.
it's true, the official story that they were getting a beep every 90 or so minutes, of course, the official
Well, they
story is
were,
that this
'cause they're
spacecraft was
getting
doing
that-
ludicrous speeds around the ball.
They were, and they'll get that same signal everywhere in the world. Come on.
Yeah.
Coming around every 90 minutes. If that is true, then I suspect Russia were launching a balloon every 90 or so minutes. Okay?
Oh.
You wouldn't be starting up a military balloon division, which...
That's more ridiculous than the other one. It'd have to release it, and it'd have to go in the correct path for the... Oh. The winds are not that regular.
Not only that, but it would be trivial to measure the Doppler shift as it would change from coming towards you to going away from you as it passes over. And that would give you a perfectly good radial speed that would definitely not match a balloon.
No.
Which runs to this...
And they would be able to track it too, so expectation is you see it at one place, you'd hear it at its particular time at the next place because it's got a regular interval. So that wouldn't work either. So
day at the start of the space race, if the space race was real. You start your military balloon division up to push the line that is the space race. And of course you can get your data from your balloons and various other things.
this is two different countries. He keeps trying. Are you talking about NASA now, or are you talking about Russia?
But to me, the timelines here tell me that Sputnik 1 was several balloons. The propaganda did the rest. Several balloons with a transmitter on. The propaganda did the rest. Crazy when you think about it. Balloons were the cause, the start of the space race. Wow. For any globe believers watching this desperately clinging on, thinking that what I'm showing you here is from satellites. No, sorry to disappoint you. All the weather data we get comes from balloons. They send hundreds up daily all across the Earth. The data comes back, gets put through simulations, and then gets put into a visual form for us to see like we're seeing here. Okay?
They actually get it from a whole lot of pieces of information.
Yeah.
If there were satellites in space, you wouldn't need the weather balloons. Literally hundreds upon hundreds launched daily.
What? Obviously, more ignorance, but anyway.
Twice a day. You wouldn't need that if satellites were in space. If satellites were in space, you wouldn't need a military balloon division. Today I'm looking at Sputnik 1.
Yep, that's it.
Sputnik 1 is
the end.
No, not again, please.
No, not again. Once was enough. Well, Paul, do you have a... Hang on. No, you don't. You will in a sec. I've got to do something over here first. Just before you ask me to do it.
Quick question, maybe for farmers, but for everybody. When you open a box of Kipling's 6 Viennese Wells, how the hell do you stop yourself from eating all 6?
I take it you haven't.
Well, no, I'm only halfway through the box at the moment. But what do?
You're not happy if you eat them all.
What? I get fat. Yeah, I know.
Well, just stop. Just don't. Just
put it away. It's called willpower.
Yeah, just.
Hey, I chuck them over there out of the way where I can't reach them.
Yeah,
correct.
Where you can get him at him afterwards when you stand up. Pick up one on the way.
Like my ex and a hello bag of jelly babies. Ooh. Toilet jelly babies.
Farmers got distracted all of a sudden. What was that about?
He did. Who let the puppies out? What? Eh? Yeah, don't open a bag of jelly babies because you just scoff a lot and then say, "I don't feel well." Well, no, you shouldn't. What do you expect? You do it every fucking time. Sympathy was not forthcoming. Yeah.
I like the one in the bottom left-hand corner.
Breathe in, breathe out. My God.
All right. Are we distracted enough and are we ready for a hard quiz?
Yep. Off you go.
Oh, here we go then. Question 1. A plan to defeat this man in an election was codenamed Operation Arse, so that we'd all be clear who we were talking about. Who was this man?
Oh, I could think of
many.
many.
There's so many people that could apply to.
Oh dear.
Boris Johnson.
Yeah. Remember to speed up your time out in the peanuts. So you can get...
This man was caught reciting a Kipling poem while on a diplomatic trip to the Shwedagon Pagoda in Myanmar in 2017.
2017. Boris Johnson.
That's exactly the sort of fucking thing you'd do.
Oh dear. Fleetwood Mac. No. This man's grandfather, Osmond, may have crashed a plane while trying to impress Osmond's wife, Irene Williams. Candida Yates wrote a study of the antics of this politician at an event where he got stuck on a zip line, arguing that he intentionally made himself ridiculous.
I'm still going. Boris Johnson.
Boris Johnson. I told you it's Boris Johnson. Has been an Operation Arse.
You are. You're right. It's Boris Johnson. Near the end of this man's tenure, he joked, pincher by name, pincher by nature, about an ex-minister.
Yeah.
This man's downfall came following the Sue Gray report and Partygate.
Yeah.
The famous politician succeeded as Prime Minister by Liz Truss. It is this fellow.
I still don't know how he ever became a PM, because obviously nobody in this country voted for this guy to be a PM, but because he somehow became an MP and he happened to be in the winning Tory government, I mean, the guy's a buffoon. He's an absolute fucking buffoon.
No one else wanted the job. That's why he became PM.
Yeah, and then Liz Truss didn't last as long as a lettuce.
That's because we don't vote for a prime minister in this country.
No, we don't.
We vote for members of parliament, and whichever party's got the most gets to decide who's going to be the PM.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's pretty much
generally
how it
their
works
leader.
here too.
Yeah. No, nerd alert, that lettuce comment is about how long does a lettuce last in your fridge, and she didn't last that long.
Yeah, they had her against a head of lettuce,
Yes.
and the lettuce lasted longer than she did.
Okay, question 2. A program named for this MoMA PS1 board member was originally known as Visual DOS when developed by John Socher.
Right.
Who is this?
Fleetwood Mac.
Visual.
A computing company named for this man found early success with a program called Unerase, included in his namesake utilities package. Who was it?
Would that be Norton?
Mm-hmm.
Might be. By the sounds of it, could be.
In the late 1990s, this man purchased a cache of private letters that sex creep J.D. Salinger sent to Joyce Maynard and returned them to Salinger. The last book to bear the name of this man was a guide to maximising Windows 98 administration.
Oh, I mean, that's going back a bit. Windows 98.
It is Windows 98, yeah.
An early success for this man was a programmer's guide to the IBM PC, often called the Pink Shirt Book, for the shirt this man wore on the cover. Well, you know who it is now. Well, you already know who it is anyway.
Yeah. I think you threw me at the top because is that Visual DOS or was it Visual Basic for DOS? But anyway.
No, Visual DOS.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
A brand named for this man, now owned by Symantec, includes software such as his Ghost and SystemWorks. You've definitely got it right. Name this man whose computing company now lends its name to a 360 security service and an antivirus program. It is indeed this man, who is Peter Norton. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well
that's
done.
what I'm running now, Norton.
Yeah. I think arguably
The company I was using got bought up by bloody Norton.
Yeah, I think arguably Nerdlet McPhee invented the antivirus, but Norton definitely capitalised on it as a company.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, question 3. Warning. Reasonably specific answer required. Original language translation is acceptable. Okay. Miles Panizza and Rees used this phrase to title their book on inflation and the Great Recession. What is this phrase?
No. Warning specific.
Alien life contrarian Avi Loeb replaced the final word in this phrase with deviated to defend his views about Oumuamua, his recent book on extraterrestrial. This phrase is written underneath a nail in a portrait supposedly painted by Bartolome Esteban Murillo that really dates to the 19th century. What is the phrase?
Murillo. Is that? Oh, no.
This phrase may have been said to Melchior Inkofer before its speaker returned to his home in Archechi. What is the phrase? No, not yet. Several historians have argued that it would have been suicidal to have uttered this phrase in 1633 by a man whose dialogue concerning the two chief world systems had been placed on the Vatican's index of prohibited books.
Well, that's talking about the globe.
And what was the phrase?
What would the phrase? It'd be something about the spinning earth or... what phrase?
Name this phrase supposedly uttered by Galileo after recanting his belief about the earth rotating around the sun.
Oh, I know that one. I think it's Yet It Moves? Something like that?
Very, very close.
Mm. Is it And Yet It Moves or something?
Yes, that's the one.
I was trying to work out what it
was. Yet it moves. Or et peut si muove. Yeah. I'll accept Dora's answer. Not Dora, Shadow Falcon.
I was going to say, because Dora said
but it does move.
Shadow Falcon. I'll accept that one.
Your answer was
And Get It Moves, or et peut si it muove, or and Still It Moves are all acceptable. Yeah. All right. Question 4. Skidmore, Owings, and Merrill designed the comparatively more luxurious prefab D houses in this city, although a model made from cement and asbestos called the Semestro were more common. Which city?
Oh, Boulder? No, not Boulder.
Nope. The Treasury Department sent 14,700 tons of silver to this city during a copper shortage.
What was the
Which
city
city?
Manhattan Project? Anyway.
Oak Ridge, Tennessee.
That's the one. That is indeed it. Bus routes in this city once had deliberately cryptic route names such as Y12 during an era celebrated in its annual Secret City Festival. A $1.6 million square foot gaseous diffusion plant in the city was at one point the largest single building in the world. Feynman actually tells a remarkable story about that building. He was sent to inspect plans for the gaseous diffusion plant, which he knew nothing about, of course, and he was staring at the blueprints of the plans for the building. He had no idea what any of it meant, and so he decided to point to this box with a cross in it, and he asked, "What happens if I close this valve?" And all the engineers scratched their heads and looked at him and said, "Yeah, we'll fix that straight away."
Humour him.
Yeah. K25 in this city was demolished in 2017 after several decades of Atomic Energy Commission supervision. Another building in the home of the Clinton Engineer Works had a scram system that would cause a massive cadmium to fall in the event of an accident.
Around the reactor.
Yeah. Named this city that produced weapons-grade uranium for the Manhattan Project in Tennessee. It is indeed Oak Ridge.
Oak Ridge, yeah. I couldn't remember
And
the
we're
name.
still finding asbestos to this day.
Yeah. G'day, Matt.
Bloody
Good
stuff.
to see you.
Question 5. In
G'day, Gary.
1983, the French firm Matra released a computer of this name in partnership with publisher Hachette, noted for its bright red case. What name?
Deep blue.
No.
No, I know, because it's bright red.
Red. Was red.
Yeah, I know. Keep going.
A 2014 Supreme Court case, often referred to by this common first name, ruled that a do-it-on-the-computer patent for an escrow service was invalid. What name?
1980. I'd almost say an Apple. Apple II.
Not an Apple, no.
But it might be...
This is the alphabetically first of a set of characters first described in a 1978 paper co-authored by Ron Rivest. What name? Not Shirley.
No. I'm wondering...
That publisher's still going.
A character of this first name stars in a game developed with the ID Tech 3 engine that got a sequel 11 years later subtitled Madness Returns. What is this name? A woman of this name uses a signature when communicating with a man named Bob in the seminal RSA cryptography paper.
Alice.
That's the one. Alice and Bob. Yes.
Oh, all right. Alice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Game designer American McGee worked in a game about a character of this name who in one mission helps the mock turtle get its shell back from the Duchess. Give this name of the protagonist of Lewis Carroll novel. It is indeed Alice.
Alice.
Yeah.
Go ask Alice when she
had tell us who the F is Alice. That's how that song goes, isn't it? 24 years of living next door to Alice.
Nice, Alan.
Yeah.
Live next door to Alan.
Yeah. Okay. Question 6. Joseph Schmidt, a technician of these items, was painted by Norman Rockwell and appeared on What's My Line in 1963. What are these items?
Oh, well, Norman Rockwell is very famous for doing coke, but and other things.
Deanne Wilson was one of the specialists at ILC Dover who worked on one of these items, noting how the finished products were all X-rayed to ensure no pins were left in them.
Spacesuit.
Huh?
Spacesuit.
Modern examples of these items usually have an LCVG that has an external radiator to help get rid of excess heat. You might be on the right track there, farmers.
Yep.
One component of these devices is nicknamed the Snoopy Cap. One of the most iconic examples of these devices was made up of 28 layers of nylon coated with Teflon and capped on. Sounding much like a spacesuit, isn't it? Yeah.
It certainly is, yep.
An experimental hardshell one of these devices called the AX5 was developed at Ames.
Yep,
These
100%.
items are typically needed for performing an EVA. The commercial crew program uses a type of these devices called the Starman in conjunction with the Dragon 2.
Nah, it's a diver suit.
Uniform worn by astronauts during spacewalks. It is indeed a spacesuit. Yeah.
It was the pins, you know, because making these multi-layered things, you just know that they'd use pins to hold things in place whilst they were sewn up. And you kind of think, let's make sure there are no pins left in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ILC Dover originally was a company that used to make bras.
Yeah, well, Playtex
story.
were involved in it all, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they worked together with it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made women's underwear, mostly bras. That's what they made before they became making spacesuits. But they no longer have the contracts with NASA anymore, sadly.
Question 7. Ruth Belville spent 4 decades providing this service to Londoners via a device nicknamed Arnold until the service was made obsolete by the girl with the golden voice telephone service.
Speaking clock.
I was going to say the speaking clock.
There you go. Okay.
From the first clue, Alan nails it. This service was often prohibited from being independently provided in Victorian factories, with some businesses using speed versions that adjusted based on the speed of the river. Railway engineer William Hamilton Short, developed devices that disseminated this service to slave devices at naval observatories. Radio signals helped make a descending ball, providing the service obsolete. A phone number that provided this service inspired the film At the Third Stroke.
Yep.
Name this service, also provided by Big Ben. It is the
speaking clock.
Timekeeping or time.
At the third stroke, the time will be.
I used to use it for testing phones all the time because it was a number you always knew would always be there. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Question 8. A network admin at the University of Louisville wrote a program to automatically delete this network hog from school computers. What program?
Network hog.
Hmm.
Network hog. Something that takes up the network. Again.
This software crashed the servers of the University of Wisconsin Parkside, the original place to download it.
Why do I want to say Windows 10?
Not Windows 10. Nope. This software, more than any other, prompted other developers to start using the Whatcom-C compiler and a DOS extender offered by Rational Systems. We have a correct answer out in the peanuts. One developer of this software implemented an algorithm described in a PhD thesis by Bruce Naylor on binary space partitioning.
I used to actually install that at work to encourage
Gary Bot.
participation.
The name of this game follows the letters GZ in a popular mod loading package.
Yes.
Mods for this game were the first to be stored as WAD files. That gives it away, kind of, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A much related sequel to this game, released as a free download in 2019, is titled Sigil. Yeah. This game once lent its name to a genre of clones that included Heretic and Hexen. Yeah.
Yep.
Name this pioneering ID first-person shooter, a successor to Wolfenstein 3D. It is indeed
Doom.
Doom.
Yeah.
Oh yes, get towards the end and you get the BFG.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've got to find it before you get into that level because otherwise you're a bit stuffed. You don't have to
How
do
many
it.
hours of my life did I waste playing that game?
Yeah, same here.
I actually
I think this was the first game I played on a projector, projected up on a huge wall.
All right, yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah, with using multiplayer with 4 other people, with 3 other people. Yeah.
I actually put it up on work, and first the boss said, "Oh no, you can't do it." I said, "Yeah, but the thing is, it will encourage people to teamwork, because they used to play it at lunchtime because they'd all get on and kill each other.
Yeah.
Everyone thought it was great. So yeah.
Okay, question 9. A 2013 study of Overeem et al. Demonstrated how these structures could be used to create low-cost nationwide rainfall maps. A 1996 federal law that also eased geographical restrictions on RBOCs prohibited municipalities from banning the construction of these structures. So if you're a council, you couldn't stop the construction of these things.
Weather stations of some sort, but that could be wrong. No.
Wind farms.
Not wind farms, no.
No.
At Burning Man in 2010, an experimental one of these structures using open BTS technology was deployed. Blowwell's containers. Larson Camouflage has a healthy business making versions of these structures, such as the monopalm. Devices called dirt boxes mimic these structures.
Would it be cell towers by any chance?
It would be cell towers, Al.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Abraham Warowitz signed a document claiming he was wrong when providing expert witness testimony about evidence collected from these structures against Adam Syed. A video by Thomas Cowan inspired a series of arson attacks on these structures by covert conspiracists. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. And some of them weren't even cell towers they attacked.
Yeah, I know. Many municipalities have laws requiring that these structures mimic trees.
Yes.
Name these structures that might allow you to connect to Verizon's network. They are cell towers. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a few I've seen around here where they've tried to make them look like trees, and they couldn't be any more unlike a tree if they fucking tried. It's like
Yes.
you've just drawn more attention to it, you know, in doing that.
I'll just showed some up. These are some trees, cell tower trees. Anyway.
Okay. Last question. This activity was the centerpiece of the Chamber of Applause in the Salon de Diane at Louis XIV's Versailles court. In 1799, cabinet maker John Thurston pivoted to making equipment for this activity, including some used by Napoleon on St. Helena. What activity?
Oh, there's a new film about him coming out, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
That looks quite
Not a water closet.
But I didn't see this in the trailer.
No.
John Wesley Hyatt won a $10,000 prize from Michael Phelan to invent a cheaper substitute for some objects used in this activity, although the nitrated cellulose had a nasty habit of exploding.
Is this something to do with snooker or billiards?
I was thinking more film or movies or something, but no.
2/3 of all country houses built in Britain in the 19th century had a room for this activity, typically located next to the smoking room.
Well, farmers had it with
water
billiards.
closet or whatever they call it.
It's snooker or billiards, one or
it
the
is.
other, but it's hitting balls with a stick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Farmer's boy's right. It's billiards.
Billiards.
The top grade of ivory is named for objects used in this activity. A toy that mimics an object from this game contains messages such as very doubtful.
Doubtful. The 8-ball, magic 8-ball.
The magic 8-ball, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In the US, the popularity of this activity was revived thanks to a 1961 film where Jackie Gleason played Minnesota Fats,
in the
titled The Hustler.
With one of my unfavourite... oh no, that's later on. Unfavourite
Yeah.
actors.
Famous activity where you might use a rack to arrange the balls.
That sounds like a medieval torture device. Oh,
It does.
hey, get her off the table. She might scuff the cloth. Bloody hell.
High heels on there.
You can do a shot like
Oh. Honestly.
Not with regularity.
Go do it somewhere else.
Yeah. Anyway, that was your quiz for tonight.
Thanks
Oh, that was a good one. I like that.
That's good. That's fun.
I can't believe the first one was Boris fucking Johnson. Oh.
Yeah.
As soon as you said Operation Arse, I thought that's Boris Johnson. No, he's a complete arse. Oh,
he is. I remember I seen an interview with a German who thought that he was oh yeah, I like that comedian Boris Johnson that's parodying being a, and decided had to put it. No, he's not a comedian. He actually is the mayor of London.
Yes.
You know, have you heard what he did when he was the foreign secretary? During his time as foreign secretary, he had to. Oh, what was that? He had to give a speech to some Sikhs, a Sikh community. And he proceeded to sell the benefits of duty-free shopping to Sikhs. You know, alcohol.
Yeah.
They don't drink.
Yeah, it didn't go too well. Yeah, it's very, very strictly against their religion. And that's what he's trying to do.
The guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and he was a moron, absolute total moron. And it's suffice to say, this Sikh community in Britain were not too pleased about it.
No.
Oh my word.
Foreign secretary.
Just to divert a little bit, I just happened to look at my Twitter stream, and 3 hours, a certain individual who once claimed to be a surveyor now says he's never been a surveyor, never done any surveying, said, yes, I'm the only one of us with any surveying experience and qualifications.
Now he's changed his mind again. Right, God, send a link to that. We're gonna have to jump all over that one.
Yeah, particularly I've got the I was never a surveyor quote. I've never done surveying.
Good.
I've got that one.
Yeah.
I think it's in my
send me that.
videos. Yeah.
I think somebody should make a video about that.
Well, you're on Twitter, aren't you, Matt?
Yeah. I'll find him. Don't worry, I'll find him.
Have a quick. I'm just going back through seeing what the conversation, seeing what it was all about, and he says I'm the only one of us with any surveying experience or qualifications. Then later on he says triangles only have 180 degrees in trigonometry. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
Surveying experience. Yeah, he used to say he was a surveyor and here's his certificate. Then within the last 6 to 8 months, maybe a year, he's been saying, no, I'm not a surveyor. I've never done any surveying. I just happen to have this certificate. And now he's saying, I'm the only one of us with any surveying experience and qualifications. And at the same time, whilst crying slander, everybody take a shot, he will say that Jesse Kozlowski, Larry, the main surveyor, none of them are real surveyors. They're all fake. They're all characters. They're all playing a game.
Are you slandering him again?
Because that's slanderous.
Are you slandering him again? Are you?
He kept leveling out. Every time I called him a liar, he said, you're being slanderous. I said, no, I'm not. You are a liar. And eventually he stopped reacting to that because he is a liar. Nothing we say about him is slanderous. He is a flat earther. He's a liar. He is a pathological liar.
It's not slanderous.
Take me to court over that. Go on.
When did he tweet this?
3 hours ago, apparently.
Okay.
And it'll be a reply. So if you're searching, look under replies, not posts.
I get floaters in my eyes at the moment. I can't read things.
I'll have to find. I thought I had it at hand, but I'll find that video where he says, "I was never a flat earther." Blah 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 blah. So he said.
Yes, Shadow Falcon. This is a new drinking game. Every time Bev says the word slander, you've got to take a shot.
Yeah.
Don't do it whilst watching Blue's video because
you'll go blind or die or something.
Your liver will just wave a white flag and give up.
Yes.
Well, according to unless I'm looking at the wrong account, my last one he's tweeted was 17 hours ago. Bev, try thinking. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong account. I don't know.
There's only one.
No, it must be another one. Bev, try thinking. Yeah, I must be looking at the wrong one, maybe.
I just wish
Been
these
quite busy
idiots
this morning
would,
on Twitter.
Sorry, Anne, what did you say?
I just wish these idiots would learn that you know, when defamation is libel and when defamation is slander. Because I'm pretty much certain, even if all the things we said about him were false and therefore were defamatory, we've never slandered him. We would have only ever libelled him.
Let's see if I can.
If you can, post a link somewhere.
I've just sent it as a direct message to you, Matt.
All right, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll have a look.
I can put it up.
He's obviously got nothing to do on a Saturday because he doesn't stream at weekends, and that's when he tends to react the most on Twitter. And he did just. Where did I see that? Just saw something.
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong account.
Do you imagine eye level is a straight line?
What? What is it?
I thought eye level was fairly, at one time, fairly popular tune that was quite a lively march. Or is that the wrong eye level?
That might be. It might be.
Do you remember do you remember a British TV program called Vandervalk?
I've heard of it, but I didn't see it.
About a Dutch policeman.
It rings a bell, but I've got a funny feeling that was quite some time ago.
In the 70s, yes. Eye level was the theme tune to that series. It was a pretty big hit in the British charts at the time as well.
Oh right, no, he's replying to a tweet from Foolery Tom, who's posted some pictures demonstrating that the horizon doesn't rise to eye level. And he says eye level is your line of sight looking straight ahead / horizontal / 90 degrees from the vertical. If you have to look down or to look up at something, it is not at eye level. That's fine. When you look out to the horizon, it is below eye level. The horizon does not rise to eye level. And Bev has replied, do you imagine eye level is a straight line? Well, it's not a curve, is it?
No.
Yeah, eye level. That's the level you're looking at. It's. Oh, it's painful. It really is.
Just a little bit. I can't find what I'm looking for. That's very annoying. Oh.
Anyway.
We will find it. I was just going to say, I just couldn't remember which one of the videos had that in it, but it doesn't have it. Oh well. I thought I had.
G'day, this is Timbo.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll find it another time. What did I have queued up?
Oh yeah.
Talking about eye level.
From Frontal's put the basic thing to eye level in the chat. I see.
Yes. Well, talking about eye level, funny that I Can Science that has a video about eye level. Which.
Well, there you go. A nice little segue.
Welcome to I Can Science That. Today I want to discuss the curve of the horizon.
Can you see that?
I've come to realize that
We don't
people
see
can
it.
get a little impatient with topics like this. So I have decided to put together a playlist of short videos to review the topic and then introduce what I hope might be new material. That should allow viewers to jump straight in where they are most interested and then come back and review other videos only if they want additional context. Let's start off with the initial claim. And before anyone claims that I'm straw-manning the argument, I'll play the audio directly from Eric Dubay as he makes them.
The horizon always appears perfectly flat 360 degrees around the observer regardless of altitude. The horizon always rises to the eye level of the observer as altitude is gained.
So that's what Eric Dubay says, but is he correct? In this series, I plan to investigate these two claims separately. After that, I will attempt to explain how these two separate claims are actually tied together. For simplicity's sake, I prefer to investigate these claims in the reverse order. First, the horizon always rises to eye level as altitude is gained. Flat earthers are anything but unified on this issue. Some, like Dubay, say it's true, and this is because the Earth is flat. They'll say this is how they know it's flat. Others say that the claim is false, that the horizon actually drops below eye level. This group would suggest that the drop of the horizon is due to an optical effect and does not indicate any curvature of the Earth itself. Second, we'll consider the apparent straightness or curvature of the horizon. Once again, some insist that this is true, and this proves that the Earth must be flat, while others acknowledge that we do see a curve, arguing that this does not in any way indicate an actual curve. There are different opinions on these topics, but ultimately what has inspired me to make this series is a particular combination that seems to be fairly common. Some people agree that the horizon definitely drops, but argue that the horizon still does not curve. As we investigate the two claims separately, I hope to address this combination in particular. So, does the horizon rise to eye level? How can we test the claim? It's actually fairly easy and has been done to death, but here are a few different suggestions. Install an app on your phone. If you have an Android phone like me, Dioptra is available for free. On an iPhone, Theodolite is $8.99. If you don't trust the electronics, you can build a portable water level with $10 worth of parts available at any hardware store. Just get up high and use your chosen tool to measure the angle down towards the horizon. You could go to the top of a tall building, or the next time you fly in an airplane, or use this as an excuse to take a hike up a mountain. I always try to encourage people to go and test this for themselves, but I have had many requests to see my results. Have I actually done this? Okay, here you go. These are the photos I've taken myself. I took a trip to St. Louis and went up into the arch. I used Dioptra to take a picture and showed the horizon below eye level. Since I have Dioptra on my phone, I always try to check the horizon whenever I get a window seat on an airplane. Here's my homemade water level up on Mount Wilson. The water is at eye level here, and the horizon is down there. Finally, here's a shot from the top of Sandstone Peak, looking out over the Pacific Ocean. I especially like this one because the sun is completely below eye level. I've tested this over and over, and every time I check it, I find the horizon somewhere below eye level. So the original claim, as stated, was false. But you don't have to take my word for it. Check it for yourself. Post down below in the comments if you've ever tested the horizon rising to eye level. YouTube is iffy about links, but if you email me your links or send me your photos directly, either through email or through Discord, I can paste them into a pinned comment here, and if I get enough, I'll collect them all together into a special video just for you all.
Yes. Dora could be right. Maybe that triggered the whole Bev making that comment. Who knows? But that came up. Go on.
I'd just like to make a comment that because I noticed something yesterday. Following some recent Android update, Dioptra is no longer working on my S21, Samsung S21. So, oops.
Oops.
I think we're going to need to find a replacement for it at some point.
Yes, we will.
Preferably free, because I think there hasn't been any updates on Dioptra since 2017.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I'll look into it. What else? We got on. We don't want to listen to them.
So if any of the peanuts do have options for a replacement for Dioptra on Android, be interested to hear them.
Let Alan know.
Humans.
Oh, this is a tune. Tune's done a few of these short little things.
First went to the moon in the Apollo missions. To some, this feat seems so far-fetched, they would rather believe the false notion it was filmed on Earth. To make an in-joke out of it, some films and other media featured the conspiracy theory as a parody. Flat Earthers and other believers in the moon hoax conspiracy theory naturally cannot realize that they are being featured as objects of a joke. These parodies spread in their communities as though they are proof or endorsements of their false belief. But nothing could be further from the truth. Sadly, they are so blinded that they don't realize that they are the butt of the jokes. Here's a real video taken during Apollo 15. Here is Imagine Dragons mocking the moon hoaxers. Family Guy gets in on the parody, and of course, James Bond mocks the hoaxers too. The moon landing was a remarkable achievement backed by extensive evidence and third-party confirmations. The Apollo missions involved meticulous planning, groundbreaking technology, and the collective efforts of thousands of engineers, scientists, and astronauts. The tangible evidence of the moon landing, such as moon rocks brought back to Earth, photographs, and video footage, have been thoroughly examined and verified by experts from around the globe. If you'd like more Flat Earth debunking, please subscribe and click the like button. This content was made in part by the people at flatearth.ws. Please head to their website for more of their excellent work. You can financially support them through the Patreon link on their site.
They are pretty good, I've got to admit. Very simple explanations. Oops.
Welcome to Icon Science.
I just did that one. Dear. I do have my own quiz we could do, which I didn't do on Wednesday. It's a bit simpler though than Paul's. Actually, I have a feeling this one is maybe even too simple for us. Because I don't think I went through, and I'm just looking at it. And I can see a spelling mistake on the first page. I'm thinking, ooh, should I put that up and face the wrath of Paul? Or
yeah, put it up and face the wrath of Paul. And thanks for your recommendation, Dora.
There you go. Kilometre. Yeah.
Yeah, these sort of Apollo fake landings, whatever. Poor old dead Kennedy in space on Twitter.
Yeah.
He is finding so many tweets saying, "Look, this is how it was faked," and they're behind the scenes footage of First Man.
Oh, there's. I mean, yeah. I've given up actually responding to those. It's just literally you find dozens a day. There's hundreds. You'll find 100 or even thousands actually on Twitter.
Yeah.
If you look.
Well, he sort of
Same
said,
thing.
"Oh, there's another $1 in the jar," and I just said to him yesterday, straight from Jules, "You're gonna need a bigger jar."
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Dead Kennedy in space. He seems to find them all. He's prolific, but I just gave up after the first dozen or so.
Yeah, well, I think he's still, he's got a real bee in his bonnet about that. So I think he'll sort of hunt them down. I mean, I get his point. Oh, look, this is how they're faked. Oh, look, it's Ryan Gosling in a spacesuit. That must be behind the scenes from First Man again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they're and it's always fun. You just have to look at the difference between 2001 Space Odyssey and the images coming from Apollo 11. They're chalk and cheese, and then trying to argue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Kubrick.
Yeah,
doesn't
don't.
do
Yeah,
it.
excuse the pun, but it's not rocket science, is it? You know,
No.
pun intended. But you know,
the whole segment in that film when they're on the moon just looks so cheesy. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, completely.
You just look at it and think, my God, they've made no effort at all. But then bear in mind that was 1968. That was a year before they actually landed on the moon.
Yes, it was actually a good effort for at the time, but no one knew any better because they hadn't seen it. So
exactly.
And the irony is that you then cut to the section when they're on Discovery and Matey Boy's jogging around the inside of it.
Yeah.
And that bit look, and you think, right, now that looks more impressive, you know.
Yeah, that's because they built this massive set.
Just easier for them to film than it was to sort of simulate 1/6 gravity on the moon and all the rest of it, you know.
Yeah, but that's because they made a massive rotating set so they could film that.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's why it looks so real, because it technically was. Anyway, dear. I've got to put up my...
I am making a video, and it's going to be premiering. I think I might premiere it tonight. I think.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. You shall see.
We shall see.
Shall see.
So we don't get any.
I'll be what I've been doing. We're planning on doing it. It's a bit of a long one, longish, about 20 minutes. But it's one I've been thinking about doing for a long time.
You're not putting out a teaser first, and then a trailer, and then.
Yeah, I could do, but I can't really be bothered.
and then put it in a back burner and change directors and actresses and stuff, and then come back and redo it again and have it.
The only actor is the person that features in the video. That's the only actor that features in it. Yeah, mostly because they're a lying bastard. Excuse my French.
Never. Well, let's go. Okay, see if you can spot the spelling mistake in my first paragraph. What is sporology? The study of
sprawls.
I
don't know. Spores.
I don't know. That seems too obvious.
It does seem a bit too obvious. Sometimes the obvious is the right answer.
What, spores? Sparrows? No. Fungus, says Dora.
Oh, well, I was close. Close.
Because that was wrong. It's a study of astrology.
All right, okay.
No, this is not fungus.
Study of astrology, is it? Oh, okay. Yeah. Why can't you just call it astrology then?
I don't know. Because it's study of the people who are studying astrology. I didn't know that. But
a parody of astrology.
Yeah, it's a parody of it. It's not.
Okay.
It's a paro, I suppose, where the parody comes into it.
Parody.
There you go. Yeah. Number 2. What energy does an electric power station generate? I'm not saying that right.
Electricity?
Everything's E these days, isn't it?
E.
Yeah. It's electricity. It's not all normal electricity. It's electricity.
Spirals. Spirals would have been a good answer, Fred. Yeah.
Like you get your electricity online or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's packaged up and dehydrated, and you just add water and you get it.
Add water. Yeah.
Dehydrated electricity. Just add water.
Yeah. Eel electricity.
Yeah.
Yes, Dora says eel electricity. Eel.
My hovercraft is full of eels.
Okay, yeah.
Do you want to come back to my place? Bouncy, bouncy.
Wind power.
Wind?
Wind.
Well, I can generate some of that. Give us a moment.
Well, I'll not hear that.
Why do you think I keep muting?
What is exobiology the study of?
Exobiology. I've heard of that. Isn't that?
That would be biology on places that are not the planet Earth, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So
exoplanets, for example, maybe.
So, Alan. I thought Dora was saying Alan life there for a sec. I think that's meant to be.
Yeah.
I think
Alien
that's meant to be
life.
Alien life.
Well, I am used to people spelling my name with weird random letters like E's and I's.
Yes.
Fred's on wind tablets. Why doesn't that surprise me?
No, sorry, Clive. A wind farm is an eolic, however you pronounce it, power station.
Eolic.
It doesn't generate wind.
Eolic.
Uses wind to generate energy. The question was a little bit malformed. Okay, Exobolic. Got any answers out there? You are generally pretty much correct. It is the study of life in outer space.
As they said in the film, does he know what? It's a bug hunt.
Yes, it's a bug hunter. I saw someone who
stand-up fight or a bug hunt.
Yes, I saw a not stormtroopers, space troopers. What's the name of that film?
No, it was Alien. No, it was Aliens. It was on Aliens.
Yeah, they were colonial marines.
Yeah,
all right.
That was on the Aliens.
Their slogan was "We endanger species," which I always quite liked.
Oh, no, Starship Troopers. Yes, thanks, Dora. That was the movie I was thinking of.
But it wasn't in that though.
No, it wasn't in that one, but that was the movie I was thinking of.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking I saw today for some reason someone had made the shotgun that's in Starship Troopers that shoots multiple rounds and takes out the bugs. Anyway, something else. What is the rarest naturally occurring element on Earth's crust?
Iron? No.
Iron. Iron is very rare.
No.
Iron is very rare.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know where I'd find any iron. I think you might want to have another go at that one, Matt.
No. That was a quick stab in the dark.
Unobtainium.
But it's not.
Unobtainium.
Yeah.
Intelligence.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Intelligence, says Dora.
Common sense.
Bill Paxton's one, yeah. Any idea? Anyone want to give me an answer to that one?
Oh, yeah, express elevator to hell. Yeah, that was a good one.
Dominium, osmium. What the Fred?
That's
What's
truth.
that one? The correct truth. Silicon, uranium. Silicon's not that rare, is it? Well,
It's going to be one of the ones down at the far end, isn't it? But before you get to the ones that we've generated for a fraction of a second inside a
hydrogen,
accelerator.
vibranium. Yes, vibranium.
Yeah, vibranium.
Uranium?
Oh, no, I don't think so. It is acetane, which is element 85.
Do you know? I've never heard of that one.
Acetone? No, neither did I. But it's all right. That was the
As
answer.
long as it's not AH, the element of surprise.
There we go. What is hydrogeology the study of? Actually, I think I was going to change this question, but anyway, we'll leave it there.
Water.
Isn't that things like water erosion?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty much. Underground water. Close enough. But yeah, water. I have heard of some of the flood modelers referred to as doing hydrogeology. Okay. What bird consumes about 33% of its body weight in a single meal?
I would guess it's going to be a super lightweight one like a hummingbird.
Ducks. Yeah, particularly if you open their mouths and force feed them. You could make them heavier.
Yeah, it's got to be a hummingbird.
I reckon it's got to be something like a hummingbird because they weigh bugger all.
Bird. So
I think they actually weigh bugger all cubed.
Quite possibly, yes. Yeah.
Cubed. No, it is a pelican. Believe it or not.
Oh,
Ooh.
because they can swallow huge. They can swallow
huge
huge things in one go,
fish.
can't they? I forgot about
Yes. Yes. So, yeah, pelican. Although I'm sure Paul could probably say the ducks come very close. Okay.
Could this chick eat 33% of his own body weight? Watch me.
What is laryngology? I can't pronounce that well.
Laryngology.
That's one. Yep.
That's something to do with the throat.
Believe it or not, I used a lot of the ology ones in this session. Is it something to do with the throat? Study of Larry DeMarch. Yes, that sounds about right.
Oh, yeah. I like that. That's a good one.
The study of the larynx, voice box, or brain,
Yeah.
any of that sort of thing. Yes, that is right. Okay, which metal was invented by British meteorologist Harold Bradley in 1912? Bradley, I think that is.
I'm going to go with duralumin.
Duralumin, okay.
I like that. Or it could be one from a Monty Python sketch. When did we come up with tungsten carbide?
Tungsten carbide.
Is that a metal or is that something else?
Tungsten
No, that's a
carbide.
metal.
That's a metal. Yeah.
Make drill bits out of it. And
Yeah.
cutting.
Yeah, that's the initiator to the Spanish Inquisition scene.
It was the tungsten carbide. Yeah.
Tungsten carbide drills. I wasn't expecting the Spanish Inquisition.
No, that's right. One of many. No, stainless steel.
Oh, stainless. We didn't have it before 1912. Bloody hell.
Apparently not. No, it's invented in 1912. Someone else got that one.
There you go.
Aluminium. No, it was not aluminium. Which is the way you properly say it, not the way Blue says it. Anyway, moving on. What is chematology? Chematology, the study of
Spurs. Chemo.
Chemo?
I
Not a metal.
I really haven't heard of this one. This is a new one to me.
Alloys are not metals, according to Nerd Alert.
Are they not?
Huh? What?
I thought alloys were still metal, but anyway. I know
Yeah.
they're called alloys, but they're
Yes,
still
they are.
metals. Yeah. Anyway.
Chemo. Is that something to do with movement or something? Or
Chemo.
Chemo.
That could be correct, Clive, but what's a chemo?
Chemo, something, I don't know.
Clive got chemas.
Let's just study the Kardashians.
It's chemo, there's something related to movement, I think, isn't it? Chemo.
I think that's kinematics.
Kinematics is spelled
it?
differently, yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, probably not.
Close, though.
Oh, there you go. It wasn't fine. Yeah, it wasn't far off. Yeah, it
Close,
wasn't far off.
It was movement of a sort, yeah.
Yeah, wave motions. There you go.
Yeah.
Far off.
Yes, except kinematics, which is what you're referring to, isn't spelled that way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, well, it's the first
Like cinema
few letters, isn't it?
decay.
It's chemo. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. What is special about the king crab's walk?
He walks forwards opposed to sideways compared to most crabs.
Let me read that again. What is specular about the about the king's crab?
About the king crab walk. Specule.
They don't walk sideways.
Yeah, they don't walk sideways. They walk forwards, not sideways compared to most crabs.
Okay. You think that's the answer?
Yep, I think so.
You sure about that?
I think I've heard of this.
You willing to put money on that?
No.
Good.
Not that confident with it, but it's just something I've heard.
Oh, this isn't like their big sort of mass migration thing they do when you see thousands of them all walking in a line across the seabed.
Well, that's
Is that
true.
the king
They
crab
do.
walk that you're referring to?
No,
They do move on mats.
No, it is that they walk diagonally.
Oh, diagonally. Okay.
So they work
Oh,
sideways.
Okay, I was halfway. You could strictly say I was halfway there then.
I only ever see them in a cage on Deadliest Catch.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always think I've never eaten king crabs. I always wonder where all this deadliest
Oh,
catch
right.
stuff goes. I do remember from Do you remember a Castaway? And he gets back to, and they have this big party for him, and there's a, I keep remembering that they have king crab as one of the things, and he picks it up as sort of, this phenomenally big crab that, would have been a meal for him for a week.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Years since I've watched that.
Yeah.
Yes, Dora. Wilson.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Sorry, just reminds me of a very naughty meme that I saw once. Basically, the guy who hires a lady of the night and walks in and hands her a soccer ball and says, "Put this on." Anyway,
I mean, a lady of negotiable affection.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. What is excuse me. Adenology spelled? Sorry, what is adenology spelled? What is adenology?
Oh,
Odontology.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that.
That would be your teeth.
I'll put my teeth in straight and have another go at that.
Oh, that'll be it.
Yes, that'll be it. Yes, as in an orthodontist. Is that what you're thinking? Yes.
No, it's nothing. Oh, there you go. Insects.
Close, no.
Still not
Is it the study of paper clips?
I gave you a flash and you still didn't get it. Yeah.
Well, it is the study. Well, they were insects. They were insects.
Larry got it. It's a study of dragonflies and damselflies. There you go.
Damselflies, never heard of them.
Never heard of a damselfly?
Nope.
Yeah, you'll have to look that one up.
Oh, I've heard of damselflies.
Yeah. You can also pronounce that as damn selfies, but
damn selfies.
Yeah. I mean, just by looking, it can be quite difficult to tell whether you're looking at a dragonfly or a damselfly.
Or a damselfly, they are very similar. Yeah,
they're very similar, aren't they?
Sorry, I'm just pulling
bugger all about dragonflies.
I'm just pulling up a image of.
You should walk along the river more often.
Yes.
Well, that's definitely been bitten experienced by them, but it doesn't necessarily know anything about them.
There you go, Matt. That's what a damselfly looks like, and you can quite clearly see the difference between that and a dragonfly, can't you?
You had to get a photo of them shagging, didn't you?
Hey, I've got photographs just like that I took myself.
Yeah, I'll go online about those tonight for you. No problem.
Oh, you can look up the one.
Yeah, I'm gonna read all about it just for you next week, and you can test me on it. No,
the damselfly porn that I just accidentally put up. Okay. To what is the process of vulcanization applied? Oh, come on, you should get that one easy.
It's got to do with volcanoes, obviously.
No.
Volcanization.
No, it's rubber.
No, Matt.
Rubber.
Oh, was it? All right. Okay.
Yeah,
vulcanized rubber.
That's how you
okay. Right.
That's how you get tires, because you can't use rubber otherwise. Yes.
Well, I was thinking about volcanology. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's quite discovered by accident, but yes, like a lot of good scientific things. Mr. Dunlop.
A lot of these things are
wasn't
by fluke or accident, aren't they? Like super glue.
Yeah. I do like I'm pretty sure it's Dunlop who discovered it, isn't it? I think it was Dunlop from Dunlop Tires, and trying to make something for his son, and he'd been trying all this stuff for a long time, and his wife was quite jack of it, and he's doing some experiments on the kitchen table or something or other, and he hears his wife coming, so he hides it all in the oven, and then when she pulls it out, and he's discovered vulcanized rubber. Anyway, what is sinology, the study of? Somnology.
Sleep.
Of what? Sorry, sleep. Yes, that is right.
Sleep.
That was an easy one. Okay. Maybe Captain Kirk, though. Yes. Which chemical has the atomic number 1? Come on.
Atomic.
I don't know why I left that one. I don't think I even remember putting that one in there.
Would you call it a chemical?
I don't know. I don't think I.
Don't you mean the element?
The element.
Yeah,
maybe.
I'd call it an element.
Yeah,
As I
That
said,
has the atomic number 1.
trust me, I would
And,
not
then,
usually
and
put
still at
something
number
like
1,
that.
top of the charts.
I think I threw it in there, and I think I was going to go and find another element to put up there, and then forgot.
Oh, that was a placeholder, right? I've got you.
Yeah, because obviously, I think we should have known what that one was. Okay, what is oolology? Oolology, the study of
Oology. Is it the study of ooze?
Oh, what do you mean? You've got an ology.
Oolology, yeah. Rainy season, good year for.
Got an ology. You're a scientist.
That's it.
You remember that advert as well? Yellow Pages, I think it was, if I remember rightly.
Was it Yellow Pages or was it BT? I can't remember.
No, it was
That
Yellow
was
Pages.
the,
yeah.
It was selling off BT and buying.
Oh, was it? I
Shares.
thought it was Yellow Pages. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, an ology. You've got an ology.
You're a scientist.
What was her bloody name?
Oh, Miriam's somebody, wasn't she?
Right.
Yeah, something like that.
I keep finding bloody cat hairs on my t-shirt.
I was almost going to suggest Paul would be this, but he would actually have nothing to do with this.
Don't know.
Mind you, if he was looking after another type of bird, he may have something to do with this, but not looking after ducks. Well, at least not the ducks he's looking after. That's a clue. Study of shiny things. No. It is just not getting any answers out there.
Was it? Thank you, Clive. Yes, Maureen Lippman.
Oolong tea. No. Yeah.
It's what I like about the peanuts. If you can't remember something, you bet your boots one of them does.
One will do. Yeah, except they can't tell me what the study of oology is.
You ain't got a clue. Is it the
No.
study of ologies?
No, it's not. It's a study
The
of
ologies.
eggs. It's a study of eggs.
Oh.
Eggs.
Eggs. Yes.
Don't you mean eggs?
I mean eggs. That's what I said. Eggs.
Yeah. No, it's eggs, not eggs.
Eggs. No, eggs.
Sound like a Kiwi. Eggs.
Oh, I
This-
sound like an,
this
I
is
sound
an
like
egg.
I say like Aussie. It's an egg. Come on.
That's the only time that
Egg.
Riley ever got anything right. This
Egg.
is an egg.
This is an egg. Yeah, well done.
Do you want to see?
And then it'll work back downhill again.
Do you want to see an egg?
Oh, that man was so dense. That man is so dense.
Yes.
This is an egg. Come on. We were stealing them from the emus. That's why we had to go to war.
Oh, right. Well, that's fair enough.
Okay. Oh, do I have more? I do have more. What does a micron measure? I don't know if that's the right terminology, but anyway.
I thought a micron was a unit of measure.
1/1,000,000th of a meter. 10
No.
10 to the minus 6
No,
meters.
you're
Kind of
thinking
a malformed question because it can measure
Yeah, it
anything.
is. Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say it's not the length that I'm looking for. Anyway, micron is a distance. Yeah. Okay, let's just move on. That was a really bad question. That one. What is neonatology? The study of.
That's the study of humans at around the time of birth.
You're thinking neonatal.
Babies.
Babies.
That's
Newborn
disease. Close
babies.
enough. Close enough. It's the diseases
Oh, right.
of newborns. And
A branch of paediatrics. That's fair. Yeah.
yeah.
Makes
But
sense.
neonatic. Yeah, close enough, I think.
Yeah.
Newborns. But it's more the diseases. But yeah, that's okay. And care. I
Yes.
suppose you
That's
just care.
why
If you
they
took-
go to the neonatal care unit.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Sorry, neonatal intensive care unit, as they call it these days. I think it was called the special care baby unit when my kids were in them.
Yes.
Amplifier machine.
I don't know if it actually covers pre-birth, Clive, but maybe I'm sure that there's a bit of overlap in that study of. Okay. The crayfish isn't a fish at all. It's related to the what? I hope I finished this. I hope I've finished this question. It looks very severely like I've
crustacean, isn't it? It's considered a crustacean.
Well, the crayfish isn't it basically a freshwater lobster?
It is.
Or shrimp.
It is.
Because I was going to say, because you guys must be very happy throwing another one on the Barbie.
No.
Yeah.
No. You know nothing about that ad is what we actually do. We don't throw prawns for the lobsters. They actually wanted to have it throw another snag or on the Barbie, but they said no one will know what a snag is. Oh, let's say prawn. No one knows what a prawn is, so that's where that came from. We don't do that anyway.
Damn stereotypes.
It is, but that ad wasn't made for the Australian market. Yes.
Of course not.
No. What is oceanology? Oh, I don't think I even bother reading that one.
It's the study of Billy Ocean.
Billy Ocean. I think that was another placeholder I never got rid of. Oceans. What is the largest known butterfly?
Oh.
Big.
A big bastard. A big bastard. Somebody's typing in the answers in Google.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just pulling up a picture for you.
I see it when the going gets tough. Oceanology.
Oceanography. You have. I'm pretty sure you would have heard of this butterfly. It's not.
Yes, I've heard of the monarch. I don't know whether that's it, but
no, it's bigger than a monarch. Way bigger than a monarch.
Don't you swear at me. Oh, you said monarch. Okay.
No, monarch. Monarch, as in king, ruler. Okay. This is for a couple of them. Here you go.
Oh, they're a fair size. Blimey.
They're a fair size. And it is called... Oops, switch back. It is called a birdwing. Or in this case, Queen Alexander birdwing. Have you heard of birdwing butterfly?
Oh, right. Otherwise known as big bastard.
Big ones, yes. I've actually seen one of those. More questions. Oh, I thought I'd finished. Okay, another page at least. What is symptomology, the study of? I think I haven't said that right.
Symptom of a down. No, hang on.
Disease or symptoms? Yes. No answers? It is symptoms. Study of symptoms.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Okay. Which science deals with the motion of projectiles? Come on, you should get that one.
Bollocks. I mean ballistics.
Bollocks. Yes, ballistic. Roll on. What is nutriology, the study of?
Nutrition.
Yep. I don't think I intended to use this page, but it was there anyway. Which astronomer had a metal nose?
And a metal nose? Oh, okay.
Oh, God, that rings a vague bell, but I couldn't tell you who it is. I have heard this one.
I don't know.
Beret, yes, that's already gone out there. Toko Beret, Nerdalert got it, and Paul got it. I think Paul stuck in just before Nerdalert. Toko Beret. Whoops. Roll down. What is lexicology the study of?
Handwriting.
Was either words or books?
No, Paul's got it. Yeah. Yeah, close. Well, I thought it was handwriting too, but yes, application of words. Same deal. Look at all that.
Words.
Words. Is that it? Yep, that's it.
I've got a few. I've got a few words.
Got a few.
I have words. I have the best words.
I have words, usually but I don't always get the letters in the right order. So, for the quiz.
Well, thank you for that. That was fun.
That was fun. Yeah.
I've very briefly learnt and now forgotten lots more ologies.
Lots more ologies, yes. Close that down. Oh, what are we doing now? I do have. What do I have in my list? What?
Excuse me.
I did have this just for a little bit of. I don't know. I do like to follow this guy called MK, and I'm pretty confident this guy. Whoops, you're not seeing anything. Let me change that.
Lobotomology.
I'm pretty sure this guy MK is an anti-flat earther because every now and then he just has stuff that only people who are in this sort of line of hobby we are would say. But anyway.
Oh, that's clever.
Can you? No. A friend of mine described a class at Georgia Tech. This was a chemistry class, and I'm paraphrasing here and blurring the details a little, but he basically asked the class, show of hands, how many of you are here to make the boomies? And some people, raised their hands sort of jokingly. I said, all right, how many of you are here to learn how to make the happy sugars, shall we say? And some other people raised their hands jokingly. He said, I see some of you raised your hands twice for both things. You will pass. The rest of you will fail. And that was the introduction to chemistry at Georgia Tech. People giving plants and animals credit. Fungi. Fungi doing everything. Fungi literally being the foundation of all life on Earth. This was actually something I didn't know. I'm good at technical and engineering and physical science. Organic and squidgy stuff. Not so much. But hey, I'm always up for learning stuff, so let's go. Hello, bro. You good at math, right? Hi. Yes, I am. Okay, good. If I cut a cake into 3 pieces, each piece will be 0.3 infinity of the main piece, right? Correct. Okay, if we multiply 3 by 0.3 infinity, we get 0.9 infinity. So what else?
Okay. Does people know the answer to this?
Is that the bit that stuck to the knife?
Yes, that's right.
Happened to 0.001. Well, you will find it on the knife. Oh, thanks. We jumped from mathematics to fluid dynamics.
It's always a bit of cake stuck to the knife.
I enjoy this. Discovering something new. Physics, chemistry. Wow, amazing. Biology. Kill it. Kill it now. The Earth is 4,000 years old. Change my mind. No. Anyways, the half-life of uranium-238 is 4.5 billion years. It decays into radium-226, which in turn decays into radon-222. Radon-222 becomes polonium-210, which finally decays into a stable nuclide, lead. The existence of lead as an element disproves the 4,000-year-old myth. That's very concise. I had a horrible chemistry teacher and just generally bad teachers when it came to all of the periodic table stuff. And I've only recently started to revisit it on my own and actually found it really fascinating now that there's...
Sorry, I know he goes on. I just had to look up the top what the name of the poster was called. Christians Against Science.
Oh, yeah.
That's scary.
There's better teachers on, I don't know, YouTube. But that's such a succinct explanation and kind of general overview of this is how we can calculate the age of things. Here is the logical steps behind it. Not a field I know anything about, but still very cool. Researchers in the 70s giving LSD to dolphins. Come on, speak English. Wow, this is hella tight. If you haven't seen them, look up these studies where they fed spiders a wide range of happy substances, and look at the webs
Yeah,
they
then look
weave.
at the
It's
cobwebs they
really
make.
interesting. Biologist. Cells multiply by dividing. Mathematicians. Huh. What? My life is a lie! Imagine you spend years on research only to be called et al. On one hand, yeah, that's kind of upsetting. On the other hand, it would be kind of nice to know that your research has become so, like, is so solid and held up that it's just, like, referred to as just common knowledge now. That'd be kind of a cool feeling, just a little bit. A science teacher's worst fear. Today I said instead of organism in front of 30 13-year-olds. I was about to say you could probably, you know, walk away from it unscathed, but yeah, you just said that in front of a bunch of middle schoolers who feed, their power is increased off of inappropriate jokes. Because I remember what I was like as a middle schooler. Insufferable. So I'm so sorry. Marvel. Infinity War is the most ambitious crossover event in history. Physics. And then just lots of physicists. I don't even know
Yeah. Yes, all those guys in one spot.
what this event was, because I'm bad at the history parts of this. But I'm sure there's 17 people in the comments just typing up a neat little paragraph. So scroll or Google or something. Hurry! Spray it with water. Dihydrogen monoxide is an acid with a pH level of 7. That's a higher pH level than any other acid. For anyone who's
Yes.
Yeah, that's a funny one. That one.
The other day, yeah, it made me chuckle.
Yeah.
Oh, God, JJ.
produce 60% of oxygen. See, I didn't know this. Although, if you want to get all sciencey about it, I think the difference between these two is greater than 20%. But again, I learned something. I don't know anything about all the organic squidgy science. Atoms and molecules in school books. Atoms and molecules in research papers. Okay, this one I don't get at all. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. Is one just more professional? Oh, I'm stupid. I'm sorry. Other biologists of the time. Skeptical of the theory of natural selection. The church. Charles Darwin unable to find a coherent theory for the inheritance of biological factors. Gregor Mendel, some fracking peas. This is kind of fascinating. I'm not gonna do the whole story here because I'm not qualified to, but look it up. Dude basically showed inheritance and dominant and recessive genes by focusing on characteristics of peas and showing that, like, if you bred a yellow pea plant and a green pea plant, like the offspring would always be yellow. But then in like the next generation, green would show back up at a specific ratio. And then from that you could start to extrapolate recessive and dominant at the time characteristics, but it ended up being dominant and recessive genes. Do you think it's possible for someone to actually be very intelligent, but poor at articulating the point they're trying to make, so they come across as stupid? Oh my God, I work with engineers all day. Have you met engineers? What did I just say?
Hey! Fuck off.
Oh my God!
I'll take umbrage at that
like
one.
an engineering team. Fortunately, my current job is amazing. But sometimes, like, if you're working with another company, you'll notice like there's an engineering team, and like one of them is good at communicating, and the other's very smart, no idea how to communicate, and you'll be going back and forth with the vendor or the other company, and everything will just get funneled through the one engineer that can like converse. Pounds, kilograms, 0, yes, 0 is 0. Inches, centimeters, 0 is 0, yes. Oh no. Fahrenheit, Kelvin, Rankine. Oh, wait. R is that weird rear mirror or something. And then RA is Rankine. And then Celsius. I think Rankine and Kelvin agree on 0. Because they're both absolute temperature, if my memory serves me right. So there is that. But like they then change their scales as you go up in degrees. And Fahrenheit and Celsius have been at it for years. Neither of them is better. It's just Fahrenheit is better for 0 to 100 in terms of human comfort. And Celsius is 0 to 100 is water boiling. Celsius is Android, Fahrenheit is Apple, pretty much. How people think nuclear power works.
Celsius
How
is
nuclear
easier.
power actually works. That's right. That's pretty
about
much
right.
pretty much
Yes.
all power generation
Steam
is
engines.
how do we create a bunch of heat and then use that to heat up some water and throw it through a turbine. spin the turbine really fast. It goes to an exciter that generates power, and then we send that power out to the grid. I'm skipping a lot of steps, but that's pretty much like all of it. Like there's no nuclear reactor just with some terminals on the side, and just like the power comes from the nuclear reaction. The closest we have to that is like fuel cells, but that's an entirely different thing. Getting a unit named after you. Becoming a unit. Winning a Nobel Prize. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I'd much rather have a unit named after me. I'm gonna develop the unit of chaos. Lexians. It's probably already a measurement of something else. X equals X plus 1. Programmers. Mathematicians. Yes, in programming, this would...
Programmers. Yeah, that's normal. Mathematicians don't like that one.
I don't understand. Black hole.
Sorry.
Literally anything. Hawking radiation. I don't understand the back end science for this well enough, but I know that this is like vaguely what they use to detect black holes, I think. Totally loving Taylor Swift's suit, which is designed to break up her shape against the background, thereby making it difficult for German U-boats.
Yeah.
Calculator range, speed,
That's
and
all camouflage.
direction. Yeah, for a little bit there.
Camouflage.
What's the range? Don't know. Can't tell.
There were a whole bunch of basically zebra stripy looking patterns on Navy ships. Look them up. They look really cool. But there are a whole bunch of patterns done for a whole bunch.
Yes, I always did like that picture. It just it really illustrates the
When you
concept.
see that on the horizon, you haven't got a fucking clue. You don't know what it is. You don't know which way it's heading. Nothing.
If it's sitting still, yes, it's just like where we going? Which is the front? Which is the back? I can tell the middle.
Bunch of different reasons, and it was basically to make it like that. Stupid, but
yes.
Resistors are what?
No, it's like that one. Yeah. I'm gonna play all this. It's quite a bit. Curbs.
Fun physics joke where the act of observing a thing can change its properties. Scientist, to prevent pollution and the destruction of marine ecosystems, you should reduce the amount of plastic that you use. Also scientists, well, here's the thing.
Yes, scientists. Lots of plastic. I think the last six.
It's unlike the other types of just a lot of things shouldn't. But how would you change history if you could time travel? Me? You know that major discovery you made after years of studying DNA? After you die, Watson and Crick are going to pass it off as their own. What? Win a Nobel Prize, give only passing reference to your contributions, and make sexist observations about your appearance in their autobiographies. Keep that crap to yourself and trust no bastard. Publish your findings ASAP. Well, crap, thanks for letting me know. So I'm really bad with names and faces. Like, besides being blind, I'm pretty sure I have face blindness. However, I have heard of the name Rosalind Franklin. I have not heard of Watson and Crick,
Yeah.
so...
I gotta admit, I've heard of Rosalind Franklin, but not what's.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Well, the only reason she didn't get the Nobel Prize was because she was dead, and it can't be awarded posthumously.
Yeah. That's right.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. We're on. Hang on. Go.
Anyway, we're back in an area I'm actually prepared to speak in. Capable of mimicking human speech. Capable of mimicking human writing. Does not understand what it means. Does not understand what it means, correct. Humans have known for thousands of years. Humans have known for less than half a year. Very little respect from people. What? Everyone is losing their crap over it. What? Okay, first off, I respect parrots because they're birds and they're cute, and I respect all animals, sometimes more than humans. Second off, if I ask a parrot to write me an outline of some code, not like all the code, but just like, I just need some framework and some basic syntax so I can fill in some stuff myself, and not have to retype this for the 11th billionth time, I don't think the parrot's going to do a very good job. Yes, there are many problems with ChatGPT. I think people think it's way smarter than it actually is, but I still think, you know, people can lose their mind over it a little bit. It is a little bit more impressive than a parrot, even though I love parrots. Professor, can you show DNA and RNA visually? Me. It's just the shape. That's all it is. This is stupid, but it's funny. I left.
Yeah. Oh, we can't keep going on with that one. It's only halfway through. There you go. That one is quite funny. I do like that guy.
Yeah, he's good.
He is good. What else have I got? We're getting close to calling it a night, but we do have some Everett.
In the tree, blimey.
Hey, Matt, before I talk about how are the Indians doing with their space? Is that still flying up there?
It's on its way. Yeah, it's going.
It's getting there?
Sorry to say, really. Yeah, it's getting there. It's going to take a while. 23rd of August, I believe, is the landing date.
Okay. So a little bit to go yet.
Yeah, it's on schedule, on trajectory. It's doing okay so far, as I know. At least it was yesterday anyway. I checked today.
Good. Okay. I'm sure we would have. Good. Okay. Let's play some Everett.
So I see some people in my comments saying, why would y'all listen to anything she gotta say? She believes that the earth is flat.
I came up with this great idea for an invention. Adult strollers. Why walk when someone can push you?
I'm about to tell y'all why I believe the earth is flat.
Oh, no. Oh, sorry, that was a bad time to yawn.
First off, God told Isaiah the difference between a ball and a circle when describing the earth.
What? I don't think he did. Anyway.
After that, he put a tent over it to keep us from going outside of the firmament.
Oh, God.
Oh, what a nice guy. As he sits on top of it, using it as a footstool.
Well, how convenient.
He says the earth should never be moved, but scientists says that it's moving 1,040 miles per hour.
What's that on your shoulder, Claire?
Nothing.
No?
Yes, spot on. Nothing. Just that. Now, what's on mine?
3 stars.
Yes, 3 stars. Oh. Yes, 2 stars. And those stars mean I talk, you shut your damn mouth.
He created a firmament over the earth, creating anybody from going in or out, which also proves NASA is fake.
Well, apparently Tammy missed her mouth is moving, but we have no idea what we're saying, do we?
Honestly, it's just kind of sad that y'all really think that there's people hopping on the moon like this.
You know, it was all cool and good, but
how does it go again?
I don't think this could be the same anymore.
Like
And
this.
then when they went to the moon, they had the flag waving.
God! I'm surrounded by idiots! Idiots!
And then they have their shadows
Yes, like that, Matt.
showing on the moon.
I wanted to have fun, damn it. For real this time. And all that happened was I got set.
Do it again, Matt. They missed it out in the... This is Matt.
Like this.
Oh, someone's walking behind you saying, what's going
Somebody
on?
else walking behind me, yes.
What's going on there? Okay.
Hold on, but didn't they say that stars are outer space? So you telling me you went to the moon, which is outer space, but there's no stars?
Do you know how to spell stupid? Y-O-U.
Yeah, you just say, can you see stars during the day? And they say,
Hang on.
And then you say,
No.
Do you think it was daytime in those pictures? No, it's all night because it's all black.
Daytime? Nighttime.
And it's really sad how y'all really believe other planets exist with living things on them because y'all see it through a telescope.
Well, we didn't say
What?
that.
Come again? What?
She's
What?
found
Come
stuff
again?
that we... Oh, she's found life on other planets. No one else has.
Really? All right, news to us. News to me.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Scope when God literally calls planets in the Bible wandering stars.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
and my day is ruined.
But these fake planets that they showing y'all came from Roman pagan gods.
When I first met you, I thought you were weird and annoying. And you are.
You are.
It's sad how y'all don't know that the moon is luminary.
Once again, I feel a wave of depression surging over me.
The sun and the moon are closer than what you think. And it's also smaller than what you think.
Oh, look! An idiot! Let's point and laugh!
So as you guys know, God said he created a firmament over the earth, creating anybody from coming in or out.
Joke's on you, I'm into that shit!
I could penetrate it.
Also, and as you guys know, he created the rainbow as a promise to never flood the earth again.
Whoa! That's interesting, but I sure don't care.
Why do you guys think the rainbow is made the same exact way as the firmament that he spoke about?
Behold, my I don't care-inator!
The reason the rainbow goes like this is because that is what's actually over us.
Bullshit!
Yes.
Bullshit!
He's so dumb.
Yes, something like that. Well, I think we've come to an end for tonight. Close enough to...
Lean forward a bit.
Oh, me? You want me to talk?
Yes.
Oh, talk louder.
One or the other, yes.
Yes,
So we can
talk
hear
louder or lean forward. I could go like this and be very loud, but then that might be annoying. I
That's
don't know
right,
if
I'll
that
turn my
would-
speakers down. Fuck you.
I don't know if that would be very loud, but I... Yes, if I talk very close to the mic, I think it just gets worse. Anyway, what are we up to? We are heading off. That's right. I'm saying goodnight to the Peanuts. Thanks for Peanuts for coming. It was very nice.
Don't forget my premiere in 3 hours and 5 minutes.
3 hours, 5 minutes.
That you've just decided
3
on.
hours and 5 minutes.
Have you put it up?
6 o'clock.
Let's see.
6
I haven't
o'clock. 6 o'clock our time. 5 o'clock universal time.
I
Whatever.
didn't get a
6
notification.
o'clock, cool. I can make that. I'll be there for that.
Did I get a notification? I did. Is this it?
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Let's post that out.
You'll probably be in bed fast asleep, wouldn't you? Or something.
Yeah, but others might be around. So I'll just post that out there for guys to follow through. And you can stay up and watch Matt's premiere. All right. Thanks for coming, Peanuts and Matt and you guys. If you guys want to say good night, Peanuts, while I open the close
Good night,
button.
Peanuts.
Good night, Peanuts.
Good night, Peanuts.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like Paul's already asleep.
I am.
Well, must be stupid o'clock over there.
Just coming up to midnight. I'm just ending up
Oh,
just a
right.
bit before midnight.
Well, that's not too stupid.
No,
That's not, well, yeah, it depends what sort of day he's had. Or week.
Pretty busy day.
Yeah.
I told you about my chain breaking, didn't I? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, guys. I will see you next time. See you then.
Bye.
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 We should be